good record from box 8. I'd probably prefer him closer to the rails, but nonetheless a big chance here. $8 and 2.10 fixed, $6.20 and $3 on the tote. Number 5 is YOY, $5.50, $1.80 on final field, $17 and $2 on the tote. Had a fair bit of support last Friday night and just didn't really jump from box 8. 2 starts ago, though, did jump well and finished second and behind Senorita Tina. And the winner of that race last Friday was Semantics, and a bit of a surprise winner for a few people. She just kept on grinding away there on the inside. She won at big odds. 5th on Monday at Nanawa 2. That run wasn't actually bad. She missed the jump and came home pretty well, all things considered, there for 5th and behind Alpaca. Some of Rugs option 1004, over 13.5, $2.20, under 11.5, $2.65. And 12 and 13 is paying $3.50. That is the sum of Rugs. Less than 3 minutes out, and Daryl, another really good open class sprint here.
Very good field indeed too, Liz, and looking forward to this one as well. Plenty of good form all around. You probably make a great case for all 8 in this race. I think box draws does play a big part in it for sure. My numbers 3, 5, 8 and 4. Sweaters Bro, that win here last week was huge. It was the quickest time of the night. And I think on that performance alone, I'd have to put it on top. It is the favourite, and just on that performance a week ago, $2.80, $2.50, $1.10 with the tote. That is very good money for Sweet As Bro if she can repeat that performance. I do like the 5 YOY. She just didn't get the jump here last Friday at all. If you're prepared to forget about that run, her form prior, very solid. And I think she can bounce back and possibly offering some good value at this stage. $7.60 and $2.10, $6 with the book. She is going to have to outjump her kennel mates, including Sweet As Bro, but she's very capable. And funny enough, box 5's probably been her best box draw in her 38 race career so far. She has picked up 4 wins in the Gold Rug. Number 8, Naraho, another one that has been very honest out there in box 8. He's dangerous. He just needs to get a bit of room to move in. He'll get that tonight. And he could charge around the outside. Clark and Jen picking up that 3rd placing with Call Me Ralph, so the petrol money. And of course all the wear and tear money's been taken care of, and now looking to pick up a bit of a profit here for the Lifestyle Syndicate. And Naraho, another one that can scout round the outside, a 14 race winner. And there he is here. He's been a marvellous dog for Clarkie and Jen. And he's right in this. I think the clear run will suit him. And number 4 here, Senorita Tina for Marcy Flip. Just talking to Marcy earlier on, and she's racing very well. She picked up that win in that quali 2 starts back, and a good 3rd in that final here last week as well. So she's solid. She's racing well. She may have to look for a bit of luck early going into that first corner, but she's definitely good enough to figure in the top 3, top 4 for sure. Tough draw, but she had box 4 here last week and got the run through. Homebush Olive gets the rail, coming back up to Class 5. She won well here in Class 4, won Monaco in Class 4 company. That was from box 8, but she is a bit better, I believe, with the inside trap. She has won 4 races from box 8, but most of her good racing has also come from the inside 2 traps. And she gets box 1, and the fact that she has got box 1, she's right in this, even though she is returning to Class 5 and Clempt. Now, Clempt was also a Class 4 winner coming up, but the big thing about him is his inside draw form is very good. 2 out of 2 from box 1, 2 wins from box 2. If he had a wide draw, I'd probably be sort of leaving him out, but the fact that he's landed into Class 2, I do like Clempt. And as Liz pointed out, some good value there too, $7, $8.80 on the toe. Semantics also here for Liz Whelan, and of course went down to Class 3, picked up 2 big wins, has returned to Class 5, and of course picked up the final here last week, and then went on to the Manawa 2. Didn't really get the jump and got knocked around a wee bit going into that first corner, but did run a fair midfield position and looking to go a big race. And Winfield Winter out there in box 7, probably not the best for Winfield Winter out there out wide, but did win well here 3 starts ago. All up there now for the 4th, the Aon CPF for the Class 5 sprinters. Once again a good field. And the favourite is Sweet As Bro, looking to repeat that performance from last Friday. Bunny rolling, ready, and racing. Flying out there was YOY straight to the front now from Semantics, and now driving up on the inside there is Clampton, also trying to go with him out wide to Winfield. Win to the rail for Sweet As Bro. Track through there by Senorita Tina out wide. Now we go to Semantics, also Narahoe's got back with Homebush Olive. They go for home. YOY will get there from Clamp. Then we go here to Sweet As Bro. Ahern 1, 2, 3. Oh, very close here for fourth. We had Senorita Tina was up there, not far away. Winfield Winter. Semantics was also back there with Narahoe, didn't get into it, and just up ahead of them was Homebush Olive. Nice run. YOY got the jump tonight. 17.66. Didn't get the jump last Friday, but took a flyer straight to the front. Clamp got a nice run through, track through, and Sweet As Bro didn't have the early speed over the kennel mates, but has managed to get underneath Winfield Winter, and it will come through 5, 2, 3, and it will be Marcy Flips Senorita Tina that will grab that fourth placing. YOY 5, 2, 3 and 4 that time again. 17.66, the sectional 6.99, and the run home 10.77. Good race, Liz, but YOY didn't get the jump here last Friday, but tonight picked it well and straight to the front and too strong.
Yeah, she's jumped well tonight. Number 5, YOY, takes out the fourth on the program there ahead of 2. Claimed to number 3, Sweet As Bro. So Elisa Ahern trifecta 5, 2, 3 there in race number 4. Up next, we're taking you to Alexandra Park for the first time today. And I can say a very good evening to you, Craig Thompson.
A very good evening to you, Liz Whelan. You've joined us at a nice time. It's been an overcast day at Alexandra Park, but it is fine at this stage, Liz. No wind about. Expect fast times. Our main event here at Alexandra Park tonight is the Class 4 and faster pace. It is the midwinter handicap pace. The likes of Delight Brigade go round. Better Offers back on the track now with Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett. Tony Hurley will drive tonight. Got a couple of Jules performers in. The likes of Mum's Pride goes round in the trot later on. Of course, we'll wear the Jules colours, the yellow colours. We'll catch up with James Stormont prior to that race. Other people we're talking tonight, Josh Dickey. He's got a good book of drives, and Zach Butcher as well. We'll catch up with those two drivers prior to every race that they drive in. Can tell you the favourite in the Drivers' Challenge is Josh Dickey at $3.80. He's got a good book of drives. He's got the likes of Paramount Dreamer. I think will be very hard to beat in the trot. He's got Kippenberger, Majestic John, a nice maiden that takes the drive in race number 8. So he's your $3.80 favourite in front of Todd Mitchell at $4, Brett Mangos at $5, Zach Butcher at $5, and then David Butcher at $7. That is the Stonewall Stud Drivers Challenge, option 520. Josh Dickey, favourite at $3.80. Zach Butcher, he drives the favourite here, Alana Hall. I caught up with him earlier in the night, and this is what he had to say. Zach, you drive Alana Hall. She's been very consistent in the last 2 starts, and maiden trot, it's manners the key, but she looks like she's really doing the job at the moment.
Yeah, Barry's been doing a good job. I just hope I can do half as good a job, and we might be able to win that tonight. But manners seem well at the start, and if we can trot away and maybe get to the front, she should be pretty hard to beat, I think.
Yeah, she's been rolling along in front in the last couple of starts. Is she a filly that maybe just lacks a yard of speed?
I think so, but then in saying that, she's probably been beaten by 2 not bad maiden trotters and maybe a few less in there tonight. So, like I said, she's probably the horse in there too, but if we can get to the front and roll along, that's probably the hardest way to beat her. Yeah, Josh,
Zach Butcher, he's got some nice drives later in the night, and this one aboard the filly by Angus Hall, of course owned by the Good Sports Syndicate, and will race in the Brecon Bloodstock colours. Ken Tally through from the racing desk, a couple of significant bets on this filly, $5,000 on her and another $2,000. She is the best back runner for the Alex Barron Eatery handicap trot. Race number 1 tonight, runner number 4, Alana Hall. How did I line them up? I put her on top. I think her go is to find the front, and if she does, I think she's the one to beat. She's a nice filly. She's still mentally not quite there, but she's getting better with racing, and she's only had a limited amount of starts. 4 starts, 1 win, 1 second, and 2 other placings. So 4 Alana Hall on top for me. I think the best value in the race is number 6, Gotta Go Twinkle. This one went really well at Alexandra Park last start. Got home in 58.8 for a trotter. I thought it found the line nicely. Ken Safon always does a good job with his trotters. Peter Ferguson takes the drive. Bred to pace, but does trot by Gotta Go Collect. Number 6, Gotta Go Twinkle. Best value in the races. We get that result from Wanganui 5, 2, 3 and 4. Wanganui race number 4. Outside this top 2, I thought number 9, the Crown Jewels, beautifully bred by Pegasus Spoyer out of Landora's Image. This one trained by Nikki Chilcott. First up, third was good. And then the last 2 starts have made mistakes. And saying that, made up a lot of ground after that mistake last start behind Royal Willie. Talking to Nikki off track, quite happy with the way this one has worked during the week. And 9, the Crown Jewels, definitely in the mix. Outside them, I thought 12 Monkeys has been backed and beaten in its last 2 starts, going around second and third favourites. Manners are the key with the mare by Monkey Bones, but she does have speed, and if you've been backing her, stay with her. She will pick one up shortly. Number 8, 12 Monkeys. 4, 6, 9, 8 for me in race number 1. Aaron's numbers 4, 2, 11 and 6. 4, 2, 11 and 6. He's got Lady J in the mix here. The other, Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett, trained runner. We'll pass on the large bets as they come through the night. There is a significant bet on Miss Daisy in race number 8 tonight, coming through from the racing desk. They've had plenty of money on her, so if you're playing into your late quaddie tonight, I think they've had a $1,500, $1,200 and $1,000 bet on race 8, horse number 4, Miss Daisy. And also a bit of money on my best bet of the night, which incidentally is in that race, number 10, 2.5 Tigers. I think it ran about that $5 or $6 quote. So race 8, horse 10, 2.5 Tigers, my best bet of the night. Aaron, what has it come to you? Very good evening to you. Race number 1, the maiden trot, Alana Hall. She's been good in the last 2 starts, a third and a second. I think she might break through tonight.
Yeah, she should break through tonight, Craig. It's a good evening to you, evening everybody. And after 2 encouraging runs to open this campaign, she can certainly win here, $1.60, $1.20. Zach Butcher to do the driving. The 2, Lady J, was good fresh up when runner-up in behind Chardon's Pearl. And then backed it up with a 5th in behind the Almighty Johnson. The Wizard Todd Mitchell takes the drive tonight. I'd give her a chance here. The 11, Tourmalet, I thought that qualified well enough down at Cambridge back on the 7th of May. Ross Painter, the trainer-driver there. And 6, Gotta Go Twinkle, yes. The last couple have been good efforts. Peter Ferguson for Cumu, Kenny Safont. 4, 2, 11 and 6 for me in the first.
What are there, Aaron? Your best bet of the night?
I went the way I've got to go elect to bet in the second, actually, with the nice draw. So, yeah, she was my best of the night, followed up by Double O Dino in the 5th.
Mate, that is a pretty good sponsor of that race number 2 tonight. And you might go head-to-head for your chocolate fish. We'll talk about that prior to race number 2 tonight. It is the first leg of the quaddie, and I'll go Ideal World. You got to go elect to bet. You don't need the chocolate fish, nor do I, but we'll go head-to-head in race number 2 tonight. This is the first leg of tonight's treble, race number 1. Also another $2,200 through from Sal at the racing desk on the favourite Alana Hall. Good luck with the investment. Your favourite will start from 4 in the barrier and the brown and white colours of Brecon Bloodstock. Here's Aaron's call.
And the runners come forward. The barrier strands release and the Alex Bar and Eatery trot field are underway. Snowflake Stride was a wee bit tardy off the inside, trotting all the same, and off stride out the back was the Crown Jewels. So early lead goes to Go Simon Go from Alana Hall and La Maitre D. Wings on Fire gallops as they work to the stables corner. Now Snowflake Stride has galloped towards the tail. They're followed by Lady J to settle 4th. Gotta Go Twinkles galloped around the first corner. 12 Monkeys the next. The Sky Rocks, and back on the inside then to Awa Catherine. 2 lengths off that then to Tourmalet. 4 or 5 lengths. Gotta Go Twinkle back down and trotting. Then Snowflake Stride followed the Crown Jewels and Wings on Fire to be the last. Through the back they go, and Go Simon Go. Philip Butcher leads by 2. Alana Hall, the hot favourite, has the back of the leader. 3 lengths La Maitre D, then Lady J, followed by stablemate 12 Monkeys as they turn off the back and work the showgrounds turn. The Sky Rocks up on the outside parked. Back on the inside then to Awa Catherine. Tourmalet at the 1400 metre mark, and further away in the field then to the Crown Jewels, followed by Wings on Fire. Snowflake Stride well back as 2 Gotta Go Twinkle. 48 and 6 was the lead time as they work off the showgrounds turn and work down the lane. Go Simon Go, the opening quarter 32 and a half. A length and a half Alana Hall. 2 lengths away in the field and 3 back on the inside is La Maitre D, with this Guy Rock sitting parked in 4th around Lady J. Tourmalay's had a nice trip in transit for Ross Painter, a circuit left to go as they work the stables corner. Then 12 Monkeys on the inside, a length off that to Awa Catherine, and 6 lengths away to the only other runner with a chance, and that is the Crown Jewels. They trot out to the 800 metre mark, and the Alex Bar and Eatery trot in the second quarter will click off in 31.4. Go Simon, go into the back. Alana Hall and Zach Butcher travels nicely in the trail. This Guy Rocks inching closer up on the outside, parked around La Maitre D. Tourmalay 1-1, Lady J the inside. 12 Monkeys has moved away from the markers to be on the back of Tourmalay. 2 lengths are with Catherine, 3 lengths the Crown Jewels. 500 left to go. Go Simon, go off the back. A length and a half, Alana Hall, and the Sky Rocks up on the outside, third and park. Then La Maitre D. Tourmalay's about to come out of the 1-1. Then the stablemates Lady J and 12 Monkeys, 31-1. Was the quarter down the back as they come for home. Where it is, Go Simon, go. But here's Alana Hall off its back quickly, and Tourmalay getting home strongly down the outside. Alana Hall, 200 to go, goes to the lead. Tourmalay out and after it. Then La Maitre D. 12 Monkeys down the outside. Alana Hall, Tourmalay's a length away. Alana Hall tries hard and will get the first on the program. Alana Hall, Tourmalay, nice debut, and 12 Monkeys up for third. Then La Maitre D followed This Sky Rocks. They were followed Go Simon, go. The Crown Jewels back in the field, as too was Awa Catherine. They were followed Lady J further back in the field. The Mistake Makers coming in. Wings on Fire, Snowflake Stride, and back with those got to go Twinkle and 253.5. 29.8 was the final quarter. First favourite in, and in nicely here, Alana Hall, the Angus Hall filly. For the Good Sports Syndicate, Zach Butcher and Barry Purdon. Tourmalay tries hard on debut after securing a lovely trip in transit. There's one to follow out of the race for Ross Painter. And 12 Monkeys doing everything right tonight will pick up a third in front of the next across, which was La Maitre D.
Official placings, race 1, the Alex Bar and Eatery Trot. 4, 11, 8, 5, 10, 3. 4, 11, 8, 5, 10, 3. Horse 4, Alana Hall, trotted the 2200 metres from a stand in 253.56. Mile rate of 26.9. Last 860.9, the 429.8. The margins, half a length, 2 lengths, 2 1/4 lengths. 4, 11, 8, 5, 10, 3. Race 1, the Alex Bar and Eatery Trot.
First call of the night from Judge Graham McLennan goes the way of the first favourite of the night, Alana Hall. Raced by the Good Sports Syndicate, win 2 at start 5. Will come back at the head of the field. Murray Goldsworthy down there, part of the victory celebrations. A nice win by the Angus Hall Bay 3-year-old filly out of Regal Volo. Bred by Brecon Bloodstock Limited, and beautifully handled by Zach Butcher for trainer Barry Purdon out of Clevedon. And a nice victory after 2 good placings to open this campaign. 11 Tourmalay puts in a nice run on debut. Monarchy Brown 3-year-old filly at a mountain track. Raced by HN along with BH and Mrs. CJ and R.O. Painter. Ross Painter, the trainer-driver out of Carapiro. And 8-12 Monkeys, Monkey Bones Brown 4-year-old mare. Out of Springfield Helen for third for the 12 Monkeys Syndicate. Mrs. N.J. Hackett, Mrs. J.M. Argus, P.G. Argus and T. Gailey. Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett, trained at Waiuku. Michelle did the steering. Totes in the first, we'll see 4 Alana Hall, $170, $1.40, $170, $1.40, 11 Tourmalay, $6.30, $6.30, 8-12 Monkeys, $2.50, $2.50. Quinella, $27.90, $27.90. Trifecta, $234.40, $234.40. And the first 4, $2,002.10, $2,002.10.
chances there of him and his father, Graham, of course, and this horse does have a good barrier draw. Now there's some farrier work taking place around at the start with Dalton Bromack. Did speak to Brendan Hill. He wants a positive showing out of the gate here, and with a view towards next week's Duels, the horse in the Duels colours, the colours he'll be in next week, will certainly be shown the gate tonight by driver Ricky May. He's the favourite, 160 the book. I have to concur with Michael. Sky Major's price is terrific. He couldn't be more than 3.5 lengths off them turning in, and we've seen twice in the last couple of years, on 2 occasions rather, him come from off the speed in the harness Duels and go bang. He's got exceptional speed. Barry Purdon drives tonight. He's had a workout at Franklin before coming down here. All the reports from Barry are that he's in tip-top order. Couldn't be more happy with him. And of course he's got the back row again next week. From memory he's come up with the 11 saddle cloth in the Emerald as he attempts to become a 3-time winner of the harness Duels. Massini, well, if you go back to November, the New Zealand record holder, yes, he set that here on this track, 3:07 and change from memory. His 2 runs at Alexandra Park, Mark reporting on his website, and what a site it is, Mark Mack, as I come up to you, allstarsracing.co.nz. It's available to anyone. They can go on there, check out the latest news and form, where their young horses are at, what the stable's up to in Australia. I really have to applaud Mark and Natalie and their team around their website, because you can go on there today and see what the stable are thinking about their chances tonight.
It's a must tool. I know there's a few other stables that do it too, Cran and Mark Jones and the like, but it's an important tool for all trainers, and the ones that have set it up, and just gives punters that extra edge. So I'm with you, but any news you need on the All-Stars, it's there and in detail as well. And Massini's not in the Duels jacket tonight. As you can see, Mark Purdon's got the blue with the silver grey stars on. I did go Dalton Bromack, 160, 130. Sky Major, you've been saying that price is very attractive. The 5 Tiger Tara and 2 Brilliant Strike, because he's going to get a beautiful run from the inside draw. Now, this farrier work still taking place on Dalton Bromack ahead of the 3rd race. And the driver of Dalton Bromack, Ricky May, wears the Duels jacket, 160, 130. It's a night unlike last week, where they also were going slow lead times due to the wet conditions. It's going to be a cool, but it's a clear night here tonight. The overnight burst of rain disappeared, and I've already seen some lead times this evening, indicative of how much better the track is tonight with no rain around. And it held up well last week, but it just didn't make conducive racing for fast time. So Ricky just patching things up to make sure Dalton Bromack's all good to go. He remains a clear favourite. The 6 Massini at $8, $10 and $3.30. Brilliant Strike at $18 and $4.60. And Quick as a Trick, he's done a good job this campaign. A 4th behind Takawa over the 2 miles in the Winter Cup last week, and a 6th to Dalton Bromack, beaten about 2 starts ago. He's probably better suited to a 2-6 or a 3-2 taking in this sort of opposition here in race number 3. And he is tonight. He's at 36 and 11. But Bruce Negus has got the horse going well. Farrier work on Dalton Bromack has been completed for race number 3. Christian Cullen free for all. And we'll hear the whistle shortly. Just waiting for Sky Major to swing on around. Start number 39 for him tonight. He's a winner of 14. He's placed 12 times. Barry Purdon with the drive. Massini back with Mark Purdon and Natalie Rasmussen, after originally beginning his career there, of course, and joining the Brent Lee barn, and back to the All-Stars for a Duels assignment. Tiger Tara moves up. Dalton Bromack gets set. Quick as a Trick and Brilliant Strike. 7 runners, all off the front for the 3rd at the Addington. And the first 4, it's growing quite nicely, up to just short of $12,000. It was not a massive jackpot through from the previous race, just 1,400, but up towards 12 at the moment, and it's going to grow a little bit more yet. So the gate heads to the back. Brilliant Strike, Quick as a Trick, ready with Dalton Bromack, Tiger Tara, Massini, and Sky Major. Race 3. Imminent. Racing. And first away, Tiger Tara, but speed from Dalton Bromack, quick as a trick, and Brilliant Strike's going to punch up too. Messini, he's back to be second last, and Sky Major taken back to the tail. Dalton Bromack will speed through the middle and find the pegs. Tiger Tara is keen to go on with it outside of Dalton Bromack, and he'll press forward. 2 lengths to Brilliant Strike, and 2 lengths quick as a trick from Messini, and 2 lengths away last is Sky Major. Tiger Tara gets down to the markers to lead by 2, and they pace the lead time in 22.3. That is blistering. Tiger Tara by a length and a half. Dalton Bromack second, and they have back the speed off. Brilliant Strike third, quick as a trick fourth, Messini fifth, and Sky Major is last of the 6 in the Christian Cullen free-for-all. It's Tiger Tara and Gerard O'Reilly out by 2 lengths. Second is Dalton Bromack, and a length and a half away third, Brilliant Strike. Quick as a trick running fourth, Messini. Purden thinking about moving away from the pegs. He did, he's off. And Sky Major's on his back. 30.5 for the first quarter. And Tiger Tara to the 1,000 metre mark leads the way. Dalton Bromack runs second. Brilliant Strike eases away from the pegs. Messini's now 3 wide. And quick as a trick blasted through to take back the inside run. 3 back. A length away last is Sky Major. Tiger Tara, 800 to go. Leads by a half a length on Messini. Leaders back running third is Dalton Bromack, the favourite. Waits on the Terra to Love at Pine Leaf Farm passing lane when it becomes available. Speaking of Terra to Love, his colours on Brilliant Strike are a neck away fourth. Then quick as a trick, and their head away last is Sky Major. 31-1 the second quarter, 61-6 for the half. And Tiger Tara still travels kindly. Messini's half a length away. Dalton Bromack's on a loose rein. Next then is Brilliant Strike, who's just holding its spot. And Sky Major went around it. Tiger Tara and Messini have got a bit to spare here. Third quarter, 27.6. Dalton Bromack 3 away from Sky Major running on. Tiger Tara still leads. Messini's half a length away from Sky Major. Tiger Tara still in front. Messini next from Sky Major. It's still Tiger Tara. Messini's a neck away. Tiger Tara just in front. Messini comes and got there. Messini beat Tiger Tara. Third in Sky Major. And then Dalton Bromack. Brilliant Strike, and last in as quick as a trick. Messini number 6. 940 and 380. 5 Tiger Tara 160 and 7 Sky Major no third. 6, 5 and 7. He sat parked and he got humped 3 wide at the 1,000 metre mark too, the winner. He gets that head down. Won't call him ugly again because it gets too many people upset. Last quarter, 27-6. Last mile, 156.8. Tiger Tara's run second. Sky Major's done a great job to get as close as he has, and they've streeted the rest. Dalton Bromack running fourth. And that just throws the duels even a little more wide open, with Messini doing about the toughest of all. Greg Tiger Tara game in defeat. Sky Major good, but the winner simply the best in the field.
Yeah, exactly. And Mark Purden alluded to this on his website. They expected an improved run. He didn't handle the Auckland way of going. He's moved to come to the outside here. Blair Orange has popped out with Brilliant Strike. Thought, okay, I'll sit in the 1-1 now. And Messini gets alongside Tiger Tara. He saw Mark have a look about the 400 metre mark and thought, the favourite's not travelling so well here. And brother Barry was 3 lengths away. So he was down to it. And he's been very game. Gee, they've run a time here, about 2:19. Terrific time, and he has been a little bit too good in the end. Very, very game performance. As we get the judges' call and the sensational times confirmed.
Second, 5 Tiger Tara, and third, 7 Sky Major. Fourth has gone to 4 Dalton Bromack, from 2 Brilliant Strike and 3 Quick as a Trick. 6, 5, 7, 4, 2, 3. The margins are short neck. 1 3/4 lengths, 6 lengths, 3 lengths. Winner's time was 2:19.2, a mile rate of 1:54.9. The last 854.8, last 427.4.
And believe me, it's a cool night here at Addington Raceway, and this cool little horse has delivered, owned by Bill Feast and a string of others, including Trevor Casey and Mark Purden and Natalie Rasmussen. $21 this morning with the bookmakers. Never say they don't give you overs. 940 and 380. Tiger Tara, good trial towards next week's Emerald 160. Sky Major the same, hitting the line strongly, no third dividend. 26.20 the Quinella, 139.30 a trifecta. 6.574 the first 4. It's paid $234.70. Did complete a double and our first treble in the first leg, Unyielding Spirit. 35.50 that double, 13.20 the concession, and $3,222.10 is the opening treble with Hickstead.
Bets in race 2, 11 minutes of betting time available.
The book, it's pretty much the same, the tote. You're getting $5.50 for Allegro Master, Plenty of Time, and Scott My Money. My chance to say hello for the first time this evening to Daryl Robinson. Daryl, good to see, good to have you doing the picks for Wanganui. Can you inspire our listeners and viewers to have a bet in the fifth on the card?
Well, I'll do my best here, Michael. Very good evening to you, and nice to be working with you this evening. Yes, off the inside, I think the action will come from the one dog here, No Time Yet. The last two runs for 6 out there in box 7 and 5, back to an inside draw. Gary Fredrickson picked up a win midweek with his other dog there, No Time Yet, off the inside. I think just returning to the inside draw of one, a big chance. Has run some time here, 17.51, and only still quite young too, 13 starts, so has been lightly racing off the inside. I think will bounce back. Outside of that, Allegro Master had the downgraded run on Monday at the Manawatu. That was from box 8, just didn't get the jump at all and found trouble when trying to improve, and back to an inside draw here tonight. Allegro Master, I think, will be a bit better chance in this, a recent downgrader. Forget that run on Monday, and I think can bounce back here from that collision hi-fi Allegro litter. Plenty of Time was also a winner on Monday from the Manawatu, so running out nominations, was the downgrader there at Palmerston North on Monday. Picked up the win at a good price too, around that $7 mark, and no $7 tonight, but not bad. $5.50, $6.50 and $1.90 for a dog that is running out nominations. And the dog in that same race as Plenty of Time was War Boys, going a good race in Class 3 company, just in behind Plenty of Time. Wasn't a great deal in it, and War Boys will be suited to this outside draw. Hasn't missed a check from box 7 as yet, and does seem to race very well out wide. So for me, 1, 2, 6. I do like the 7, also putting in the 4 Popstar Rocket. Didn't get the jump and found a bit of trouble, got jammed up between runners here last Friday, Popstar Rocket. And she's got her chance to bounce back here. She has hit the 8 starts now on the CD circuit of hat trick, and has picked up a check 50% of the time, and hopefully a better run for her in the first part of the race. We can see her bounce back. She did have a row of third placings. Homebush Ramona's on the verge of a downgrade, but wouldn't surprise me if she stays up. She went up to Class 4. She's come down to Class 3. The 2 runs in Class 3 company, one here on the 24th of April. That was a 4th placing, and the other one was at Monaco just last Sunday, and to be fair, not really bad runs. So it wouldn't surprise me if she stays up. She's got a tough draw, but if she doesn't get it right tonight, she will downgrade to Class 2, and no doubt won't spend much time in Class 2. She will be back, but I think she's good enough to stay up in grade if she can get things her own way in that first part of the race. And out wide's got my money here for Nathan Newdy. Nathan's also has got Shake 'em Up there in the 3. A couple of nice placings in this grade as well. Has been very competitive. Has been all over the box draws, 1, 8 and 3, and Scott My Money also for Nathan. Has won from box 8, and as we know, she's got that box speed, and she's going to have to show it tonight to get across what is a very strong Class 3 field. About to lock away now for the Wanganui Security for the Class 3 sprinters. No time yet off the inside, with a very good inside record. 2 wins from box 1, 3 from box 2. Looking to bounce back after 2 wide draws. Bunny on its way now for the 5th for the Class 3s. Ready. And racing and stepping well the inside. Popstar Rocket along there with Homebush Ramona and half wide, trying to get around them now was War Boys, looking for racing room the inside too. Allegro Master around the outside comes Got My Money, back to Shake 'em Up, plenty of time's got a bit of work to do and no time yet. Last of all they go for home. Homebush Ramona trying hard, Popstar Rocket, Homebush Ramona, Popstar Rocket, then we go to Allegro Master, out wide here to War Boys, then on crossing two, Got My Money, just up ahead of that, plenty of time, and the 2 at the back of the field. Shake 'em Up never got into it, no time yet. The favourite didn't get the jump at all. 5 gets it home, Bush Ramona. She was on the verge of a downgrade, but as I said, I thought she was good enough to stay in this grade. She's got the jump. She had to work hard to cross the 2, who kicked up to Allegro Master, but just got knocked out of that gap. Popstar Rocket's got a good run through, and it was challenging Homebush Ramona in the final stages. But it will be an upset win here in the 5th. The 5 will get there from the 4, the 2. Going a much better race than he did on Monday. Allegro Master and the 7 War Boys will grab that 4th placing. 5, 4, 2 and 7. The squeeze draw is getting across here, and that time 17.70, not 5, with a run home of 10.70. So there you go, Michael. The squeeze draw is getting the better of the inside dogs here, and it will be Homebush Ramona picks up win number 7 and also win number 4 here on the track.
Thank you, Darryl, and win number 75,000 or something like that for John McInerney for the season. Of course, it just doesn't seem to be a greyhound race meeting in this country where he doesn't turn up and win one at some stage. And I might even check out and see just where he is on the premiership, how many he has in the bin mid-May. 5-horse race coming up in the next at Alexandra Park. The Wales Harness Hotline. If you need the inside info, the late info, 0900 999. 5-horse field, but plenty of depth as we head to the big man. G'day, mate. Hope you're well. I'm sure you, like I, and those watching at home, watched the previous at Addington. What did you make of that?
Well, I actually watched it, Michael. A very good evening to you with Zach Butcher. He was right beside me when the race was on, and I couldn't get the smile off his face. He was about to leave with his horse onto the track, and he said, how much ground did Sky Major make up? Well, I reckon, Michael, they've run 54.8 off the front. He was 6 lengths off them and 4 wide turning for home. So he would have run home, I reckon, in around about 54.5. So good going into the Jewels next week. He's to the second row. We'll talk about that on the box seat on Wednesday night. He's on track here. He drives Zach Maguire. Michael, I'm very keen on runners 5 and 4 here. Ideal World and Zach Maguire. Zach Butcher, he drives the Ray Green trained runner. And this is what he says. Zach, you drive Zach Maguire tonight. I thought a nice run at the trials on Saturday at Franklin. How did he feel?
Yeah, no, he felt really well. I sort of just cuddled him up and let him run home, and he got the line strong. He was only a couple of lengths away from them, and I definitely think he will improve with that trial.
Small field, only 5 runners, but it's not a bad maiden field, is it?
Yeah, it makes it pretty tactical. There's a few on there that are going to be hard to beat. Drove one last start that went pretty well, and Dad drew outside of me, and his one went pretty well, his start too. So hopefully I can get to the front and dictate the race, and that'll be the way to win it, I think.
He's into $2.40 to win the Stonewall Stud Drivers Challenge now. Zach Butcher, after winning with Alana Hall in the first, he drives the favourite here, Zach Maguire, and he's got good drives later on in the program too, likes of J-Dub in race number 3, and he's got a pretty full book of drives, so Zach Butcher into $2.40. Josh Dickey takes the drive on runner number 8, Better Think Quick. Josh, Better Than Quick, very good on debut last start, nice maiden win, just an awkward draw in a 5-horse field.
Yeah, I suppose it is, but I think it helps me with these scratchings, coming out. But we're really impressed with this filly. She's come a long way. We're going to tip her out after tonight, give her 6 or 8 weeks off, and bring her back as an early 3-year-old and see what we can do from there.
This is a nice field. I went Ideal World on top. Runner number 5, I thought he was a very good bet. His debut run behind Sir Richie was excellent, and Sir Richie went on to win its next start. It's a great form line. I watched Ideal World trial on Saturday at Frankton. It was the quietest trial you've ever seen, but I liked the way he got to the line the last 100 metres. So 5 on top to beat 4, Zach Maguire, 1, Gotta Go Elect to Bet, and runner number 8, Better Think Quick. Joined by Mark Cookson on track, Alexandra Park tonight. Of course, Mark will be here next Friday night taking you through all the action with myself being at Ashburton for the Jewels. Mark, very good evening to you. Watching that last race at Addington. Gee, Sky Major got home well.
I tell you what, Sky Major is looking at Zach Butcher and the look on his face, and also after the barrier draws came out and he was run through the barrier draws, he was very, very keen on his chances in the Jewels. Sky Major getting home well, obviously Dalton Bromack, things there. Tiger Tara got home well too, so all looking forward to next Saturday.
Yeah, barrier draws, of course, Sky Major. He's one of those horses that he's best driven cold, and because he's drawn to the second row, he gets out of the rush and just follows through. It'll work out quite nicely for him. Good to see him hit the line nicely. Disappointment in the race, definitely Dalton Bromack.
Certainly, and obviously, as Michael pointed out, he's going to start a wee bit longer when those markets come out. I think they'll be closing for a short time tomorrow after they open for those Harness Jewels trials, and then they'll reopen again. So it'll be interesting to see what price the bookmakers do give you around Dalton Bromack in that race.
Mark's going to stay on with me tonight, and I'll talk to him during the night, and with me sponsoring this race, I'll shoot off straight after they start, and Mark will relay the dividends to you and throw back to Michael Guerin in the studio. Aaron, what does it come to you just on start time for race number 2 tonight? I'm very keen on 5 Ideal World. You're with 1 Gotta Go Elect to Bet. Well, a little side bet on that. Your numbers in race number 2 tonight, 1, 8 and 4.
So the 5 runners for the Wales Harness Hotline, 0900 999 mobile pace down to the 1700 metre dispatch. Set and ready, green lights, and they're off. Zach Maguire's out fast to take up the early running. Better Think Quick is looking to come forward strongly, though, for Joshua Dickey. Zach Maguire, though, holding up the lead as they work to the showgrounds turn. Then Gotta Go Elect to Bet will settle down in 3rd as the early burn is good here. Ideal World is 4th, and Saffin's Warrior, the debutant, back last. No lead time appears on the board as they come across the top, and Zach Maguire leads over Better Think Quick on the outside, and Gotta Go Elect to Bet will secure the lovely drag along in the trail. Then Ideal World up on the outside now for David Butcher, and back last Saffin's Warrior as Better Think Quick will take over now down to the Judge Bell and 1 to go, looking to remain unbeaten after a good debut victory, and with a circuit to go she's in front a length and a quarter. Zach Maguire, Ideal World now sitting out parked, and back on the inside Gotta Go Elect to Bet as Saffin's Warrior looks to progress forward out 3 wide now for Tony Hurley as they pace out to the 800 metre mark, and Better Think Quick with Saffin's Warrior coming up strongly on the outside will sit a length off the lead and be parked. Back on the inside Zach Maguire, Ideal World 1-1. Gotta Go Elect to Bet back on the inside. Through the back they go, 600 metres left to go on the Wales Harness Hotline, 0900 999 pace into the back straight coming up. Better Think Quick leads Saffin's Warrior. Zach Maguire travels on a nice rein in the trail, will wait the passing lane for Zach. DJB's in the 1-1 with Ideal World, and Gotta Go Elect to Bet back on the inside, 400 left to go. Better Think Quick leads by a neck only on the outside. Saffin's Warrior, Zach Maguire just waiting for this passing lane. Ideal World about to spring out of the 1-1, does so now. Then Gotta Go Elect to Bet homeward bound. Better Think Quick, Saffin's Warrior, Zach Maguire. Ideal World down the outside. Better Think Quick in front. Zach Maguire tries hard through on the inside, but Better Think Quick. Better Think Quick, she'll remain unbeaten. The Better's Delight, Philly nice win. Zach Maguire second, Ideal World third, then Saffin's Warrior, and Gotta Go Elect to Bet to be the last. Nice win by Better Think Quick. She put in a good early burn. She sat parked and then she took over at the 1100. And she's fought off all challenges in the home straight as well. She's done all the work in the race. It's been a nice win for Rosslyn Stud Limited. They go back to back with this Better's Delight filly out of Group 1 winner Rona Lorraine. Zach Maguire for second, Every Chance, and Ideal World getting up for third in front of Saffin's Warrior in the Wales Harness Hotline, 0900 999 mobile pace.
Official placings race 2, the Wales Harness Hotline, 0900 999 mobile pace. 84571, 84571. Horse 8, Better Think Quick, pace the 1700 metres in 203.20, a mile rate of 156.6. Last 857, the 427.8. The margins, 1.5 lengths, 2 1/4 lengths, 1 length. 84571 in race 2, the Wales Harness Hotline, 0900 999 mobile pace.
8 Better Think Quick remains unbeaten for Rosslyn Stud Limited. Now, President Kerry Hoggart, along with the wife Marilyn, the owners here with Better Think Quick, and that's been a good win too. She had to put in a good early burn to come off the outside of the arm. She took over with 1100 to go and staves off all challenges in the home straight. John and Joshua Dickey, the trainers at Clevedon. Joshua back at the head of the field. Craig Thompson down there for the Wales Harness Hotline. Johnny McRae, steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, in attendance. Better's Delight, a brown 2-year-old filly out of the Group 1 winner Rona Lorraine, bred by the Flemings DJ and Mrs WL, and the Spices KN and Mrs AM. Nice win, 2 for 2. Better Think Quick. 4 for second, Zach Maguire. Better's Delight, Zanola Starbuck, black 2-year-old colt for Lincoln Farms Limited. IA Middleton, the Beulah Bells Syndicate. M. Letton, Miss MK Rabbit, along with D. James, MJ Brereton and BP Rabbit. Ray Green trained at Pukekohe, and Zach Butcher and 5 Ideal World for third. American Ideal World of Dreams Bay 2-year-old colt for AJ McIntosh. Derek Ball, the trainer at Pukekohe, David Butcher. Better Think Quick, number 8 at 5 and 240, $5 the win, 240 the place. 4 Zach Maguire, $1.50, 150, and 5 Ideal World, no third dividend. Quinella, $9.20, 9.20. Trifecta, $33.20, 33.20. And the first 4, $88.40, 88.40.
not as cold as Forbury last night, so we'll take that as a bonus, I guess.
Yeah, it's an improvement then from that point of view. What about this mare, Needs Success? How's she warmed up here leading into race number 4?
Yeah, I'm not too sure how she warms up normally, but she felt super tonight. Just give her a turn and she ran up down the back straight really nice. She's got her ears pricked. She's a happy horse tonight, so she feels good anyway.
All right, seems our technology is working well. We'll leave you to do your business and wish you all the best in the 4th.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Gregory.
And there he is, Dexter Dunn, and that'll be part of the coverage as we do the business next Saturday as part of the Harness Jewels. So the favourite here is Harriet of Mott, as we get up to you, Mark McNamara. What about your preparation leading towards the big day next Saturday? I know you've got Riccarton the day before and Ashburton's second day, if you like, the day after, so the voice will need to be in tune.
Get rid of the man flus, option number 1.
That'll be good.
Yeah, once it's gone, it'll just be a regular week and build up to the Jewels and look forward to it. And if you don't look forward to the Jewels on Saturday, well, there's something wrong with you. So, standard week, but by far climb the hill to Saturday and enjoy the view from the top when we see that cracking meeting that's coming up on late Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon. I think Dexter's a super each way chance in this. Needs Success, 19 and 350. Hard to go past Harriet of Mott. 8 tipping horses, though, just out of maidens up into 1-win grade because it's such a big step up, but she slayed them down there. Scored by 6 1/4 was Mammoth at Ashburton the start before that. So she's given the indication in her last 2 that she'll be able to take the step up, no problem. 2 on top to beat number 13. St. Michelle's in for second. It's a 2 winner. The 11, as I said, Needs Success. Took 28 starts to win a race. She's run 2/4 behind Sunny Beat and great things happen. This field doesn't look to be a whole lot harder than that one. And 1 Petite Royal in near enough form and will get a good run from the inside. So 2, 13, like the value around number 11 and the 1. Metropole Trot race number 4. Over the 2,600. Couple in here for Phil Williamson. We've got Matthew in the gold cap on the Silver Fox and Brad Williamson the blue cap. Kylie Castleton. Mike Austin has 2 in 2. Blair Orange has the white cap on Donsby Dad, and Dexter's gone for the red cap on Needs Success. Katie Muscles at the start with the Zigmeister, Petite Royal, Speedy Earl, Young Stranger, St. Michelle, Big Ears, Harriet of Mott, Kylie Castleton, Berkshire Sun. So Petite Royal swings around and lines up. Harriet of Mott, a brief flirt with red figures on the tote into 190 briefly. She's back out to 210, same as her option price for the 4th race. Good sized field of trotters coming up here, 14 of them to run. Donsby Dad, Silver Fox finding its spot, draw next to the Zigmeister. Harriet of Mott getting a little stirred up down there, keen to get on with things. Settles again.
Someone has to get in there and push the fires down a bit.
The Zigmeister, Young Stranger.
No, all go out, all go out.
To make room for Donsby Dad, there just wasn't room there.
You first fires are going to have to push
And
down.
they're going to swing away and come forward again for the second take. There was just no room, pretty much, for the 7-horse Donsby Dad. Sundon mare for Mike Austin, who is a race winner, and she's a bit like her stablemate Needs Success, a horse that's usually around the money, despite the fact she only has 4 placings next to her names. There's a stack of 4ths and 5ths in the form line, a 4th behind Petite, won last time, beaten 6 1/2. A 3rd to any old way, 2 back. And Mike has 2 in the field, and both of them very consistent. The Silver Fox. Jared Ovens driving at Oamaru last time, a 3rd behind Petite, won when Brad Williamson had the reins 2 starts ago. Brad committed to Kylie Castleton here. It's a horse he owns. So Matthews picked up the drive on the stablemate, the Silver Fox. Petite Royal, winner of 1 from 25, but 5 placing. She's coming off a 3rd behind Sunny Beat. A stablemate of Karen Kiley is Sunny Beat, who ran 5th at Karen Kiley behind St. Michelle at the far up last time. Now we're going to try again. These runners to have made room.
Come on, Johnny. Come up and start making a
Runners
line.
racing at Winton on Sunday as the Southland season starts to draw to a close. Winton racing on Sunday, and fields are out for Jules Day on Saturday week at hrnz.co.nz. Those barrier draws done earlier this afternoon. So Harriet of Mott back into red figures now, 190, 160.
I'm not going to wait for it. Stand them up, fellas. Stand them up.
Now they come forward.
Happy.
Pause. Race. And favourite first away, Harriet of Mott. Dons Me Dad away well, and Speedy Earl out wide, driven forward too. Big Ears has gone for a gallop at the back. St. Michelle just a touch slow to trot, but did get away safely. Young Stranger will settle down third last. Speedy Earl, the Zigmeister. They're rushing forward, galloping Dons Me Dad and also Kylie Castleton. Petite Royals on the inside from Harriet of Mott, fourth at the first turn around Katie Muscles. Nets Need Success onto the back of the favourite, and Karen Kylie's down next to the pegs. A length and a half Berkshire Sun, followed by the Silver Fox from St. Michelle, 2.5 to Young Stranger, Big Ears, Dons Me Dad. And that's your race as they make their way towards the back. There was one more. Kylie Castleton is just leaving the track after making that gallop at the winning post the first time. 2,000 metres to go. It's the Zigmeister and Peter Davis by a length. Park second, Petite Royal, and Speedy Earls landed the trail third. Katie Muscles 1-1 fourth, and 3 back the inside, Karen Kylie from Harriet of Mott. 1 to Need Success around Berkshire Sun. Then the Silver Fox and 2 lengths St. Michelle, followed by Big Ears Young Stranger. And a length away is Dons Me Dad with Kylie Castleton out of the race. 16.50 to go. And Petite Royals trotted the lead now for Colin de Philippi, and shows out by a length and a half on the Zigmeister. Running third, Katie Muscles, and Harriet of Mott left Park third. Although Katie Muscles is going to come away from the inside, and Harriet of Mott's 1-1 again around Speedy Earl. He's just driven up to fill that gap down on the pegs. Need Success has followed Harriet of Mott everywhere from Karen Kylie. Young Stranger from the back takes off. Harriet of Mott's out in front of it, and also joining the 3 wide line, the Silver Fox. Then Berkshire Sun. St. Michelle's on the move. From Big Ears, Dons Me Dad, and out of the race is Kylie Castleton. 118.6 for the lead time, and Harriet of Mott's going to loop the field now and take over. And she went the first quarter in 31.9. Petite Royal happy to hand up and run second. Third, the Zigmeister, and Katie Muscles is a neck away fourth. Next is Need Success and 3 wide Young Stranger. Speedy Earl 4 back the inside, and the Silver Fox is 3 wide and 1 back. Then Berkshire Sun. St. Michelle's aboard the 3 wide line, followed by Dons Me Dad, Karen Kylie. 2 to Big Ears, and out of the race is Kylie Castleton. 7.50 to go. Speed is strong. Harriet of Mott and John Dunn leads by a length and a half. Out there, 3 wide Young Stranger went to second around Katie Muscles. Petite Royals hard at it in the trail. Then the Silver Fox. Next Need Success held up the middle from St. Michelle. Berkshire Sun, Dons Me Dad, and the Zigmeister. Second quarter 30.7, 62.6 for the half. And Harriet of Mott leads half a length on Young Stranger. 3 wide, the Silver Fox travelled up outside them, and then Katie Muscles and a gap off to Need Success, but it's Harriet of Mott the one to catch. Margin 2 lengths on the Silver Fox, and then Katie Muscles, next Young Stranger. Third quarter 29.6, and Harriet of Mott's well clear. 3 lengths on the Silver Fox, and then Katie Muscles. It's Harriet of Mott out by 2 lengths. The Silver Fox is trying hard. Harriet of Mott still leads. The Silver Fox is a length away, but Harriet of Mott kicking strongly. She'll get home here, and Harriet of Mott's going to win it. Has beaten the Silver Fox, Katie Muscles, and Need Success. Next in Young Stranger, then St. Michelle, Karen Kylie, and then Dons Me Dad, Berkshire Sun. Further back, Petite Royal, the Zigmeister, Speedy Earl, Big Ears, and Kylie Castleton galloped at the winning post the first time and was retired from the race. 2, Harriet of Mott, John Dunn. Very good effort by a 3-year-old filly. Take the step up, 1 win, but she had to do a tougher couple of times. She'll pay $190, $160 for the Silver Fox, $2, and Katie Muscles, number 12 at $3. Last quarter 30.6, last mile 22.8, and she was able to work around at the bell and find the top, and from there has been able to hold the Silver Fox, and that pair streeted the rest. Katie Muscles running third, and a big gap back to fourth. Well, not so much of a big gap, but Need Success running into fourth and going her usual very consistent race. Another very good win by this very smart Monarchy filly for Craig and Amy Edmonds, and John Dunn does the driving of Harriet of Mott in race number 3, Greg.
Yeah, very impressive, wasn't she? Penalty free too, being a 3-year-old, so she can line up in a 1 win again, but she's been simply too good here. Once she found the front, there was a little bit of a late look by the Silver Fox, but Harriet of Mott, the Monarchy Harriet Hughes, 3-year-old filly for the Go Harness, trotting for Fun Syndicate. Big roar as she burst away at the top of the straight. straight. A little bit of nervousness, about 100 off the post, but then she's continued to kick on. 73 driving wins for the season for John Dunn, and Harriet of Mott, the favourite, takes out race 4. The Silver Fox good in second. Katie Muscles, another honest performance. Here's Mark Gallagher's call, and then back with Michael Guerin.
And third, 12, KD Muscles. Fourth has gone to 11, Need Success, from 6, Young Stranger, and 13, St. Michelle. 2, 4, 12, 11, 6, 13. The margins 2.5 lengths, 5.5 lengths, 3/4 of a length, a neck. The winner's time was 3:21.6, a mile rate of 2:04.7. The last 859.8, last 430.4.
She's bred to be good, and she is good. She'll win a stack of races. Will Harriet of Mott? Just get the feeling, had she matured earlier, she could have been an Oaks filly. Admittedly, a very tough year to be an Oaks filly. Wanganui next, but the dividends from Addington, race 4. Number 2, Harriet of Mott, 191.60, beat the 4, the Silver Fox, $2, and 12, KD Muscles, $3. Cornella's paid $8.50, Trifecta, $89.10. First 4, 2, 4, 12, 11, $810, and we'll chuck in 80 cents as well. So Harriet of Mott, back to back, and not finished yet. Dogs on the way to the boxes for the 6th at Wanganui. Interesting runner here. I want to get to Darryl quickly to ask him about this. Downgrading, track specialist, and gets its favoured inside box to that box 2, Darryl. I like the stats here. In fact, I like everything about Allegro Touch, even though she's very, very hard to follow.
She is hard to follow too, Michael, but yes, you're right. She ticks all the boxes tonight, gets back into box number 2. She had box 8 last time out and just didn't get the jump. Was recovering quite well. That was at the Manawatu earlier on in the month, and copped a check and possibly could have run into a top 4 spot, but just lost all chance. Got the downgrade into class 3, and I'm expecting Allegro Touch, who really did charge through the grades, looking to go a big race back in class 3 company. And I've got that in on top, so I'm with you, Michael, with Allegro Touch. I think it will be very hard to beat, and the price not too bad at all, $4.20, $3.20 with the tote for Allegro Touch. I do like the 3 up high. The 2 runs in the country, that last effort at the Manawatu 2 weeks ago wasn't bad at all, just run down in the last part there by Enhancer. Has seen this track, had its first New Zealand run here at Hattrick. So I'll put the Aussie import in there for 2nd up high, and also the 1 Blue Senior, another one that's recently downgraded, lined up here at the beginning of the month from box 5. Didn't really get a lot of racing room, probably should have run 2nd or 3rd, got wiped out a bit and ended up running 4th, but back to box 1 there for Nathan Newdy. And I think box 1 will most certainly turn things around today for Blue Senior. On the fresh side, he has gone well fresh up before, and it wouldn't surprise me if the inside draw does come through here if the 2 and the 3 weren't to get the start. And the reserve dog here, I made this my value bet on the radio earlier on today, Homebush Churro. This one's been to class 5. She has been up in the high grades, and she finds herself also on the recent downgrade. She's had a month off now. This is another one, has gone well. She has performed very well on the fresh side, and she gets into box 5, and she's already had the 1 run back down in class 3, but she has been up to the top class, and we'll find this a bit easier. Start 103. I think she's still got a couple of wins still in her, Homebush Churro. Outside of that, Ruarama's been in great form. Both Ruarama and Lola Baxter, they're both coming up in grade, but racing very well. Ruarama has picked up 3 wins in the last 4 starts for Marcy Flip. Comes up to class 3, but comes into this with very good winning form. And Lola Baxter also picked up a class 2 at Monaco on Sunday. She's coming up in grade as well, but never really runs a bad race here at Hattrick, Lola Baxter. She's always there or thereabouts. She has won 3 times, and even though she is coming up in grade, she's good enough to match it up here with the class 3s. And Mighty Magic, another one that the form line has dropped away, and he's on the verge of a downgrade, but just like Homebush Ramona in that last race, probably good enough to stay up in grade. And Lagoon Mac out wide, looking for his first win from the outside track. All up there now for the Pala Mountain Scientific Nutrition for the class 3s. Favourite Allegro Touch on the downgrade. We'll find life a bit easier tonight. We'll see what she can do. Bunny sent on its way for race 6 here at Hattrick. Ready. And racing indoor, but slow there was Ruarama straight to the front. Homebush Chiro now trying to come out after it or getting off the rail. Blue Senior around the outside. Lagoon Mac getting to third up high. Track through there by Mighty Magic and Ruarama back to Lola Baxter and back towards the tail. Electro Touch has also got back with Blue Senior. Up they come. Homebush Chiro. The bolter gets home okay there from Lagoon Mac. Then we go two up high. Oh, good line up for fourth. Or getting to fourth was Mighty Magic. We'll get the downgrade. Then we go to Lola Baxter. And then on crossing Ruarama and Allegro Touch and Blue Senior. Oh, not too good at all. And Allegro Touch has finished towards the back, and Blue Senior just came away from that rail and took 2 or 3 with him. And that allowed Homebush Chiro to get away. And causes a big upset here. I made it my value bet earlier on in the day with Des Coppins on the radio, and it's got home off the reserve bench and has led them all the way with a bit of help from Blue Senior. We'll take a look at that head-on, straight to the front, Homebush Chiro. But you can see Blue Senior just coming away from the rail and just coming into the 2, leaning into the 7. That sort of stopped the chances there of the 2 and the 7. The 8, Lagoon Mac, was able to sweep around the outside. But the race was all over, and the reserve dog will get the win. 9, 8, 3 and 7. So back to you, Michael, and gee, Allegro Touch, a little bit disappointing there, but the other dog in the check rug with the green checks, Homebush Chiro, causes the upset here in race 6.
Yeah, thank you, Daryl. I managed to stop Allegro Touch. My apologies to those who backed it. Just got knocked around, but simply not good enough. John Mack goes back-to-back with Homebush Chiro. Heading back to Craig Thompson. And Craig, I'm really glad to hear you're interviewing James Stormont before this race, because I not only want to know about Mum's Pride, but the horse on screen, Charleston Bell, she hasn't really been herself this campaign, but I thought there were signs last start that can turn around.
Yeah, concur with that thoughts, Michael. Last mile on 155.3 last week when running third, and that was in a significantly stronger field behind Walk of Fame. I think she's just coming back to that form that she showed prior to Christmas, so big chance, Charleston Bell. And in this interview, you're going to hear his thoughts on Mum's Pride tonight, and it's a little bit of a red light out there, Michael, as you alluded to on the box seat on Wednesday. He hasn't been all that happy with his near-open class trotter. Let's catch up with James, get his thoughts on Charleston Bell, but more importantly, on Mum's Pride. Thanks for your time, James. Your first of your drives, Charleston Bell goes round in the third. I looked good last start. I looked at the mile rate. Last mile on 155.8. Must be very happy with the run.
Yeah, she's starting to come back where she was. She had a bit of a bug and I didn't pick it up because she showed no signs of any type of bug. And but I think she's starting to come back there.
Good each-way chance tonight?
I think so. Just tricky draw again, so not too sure what to do. If she's just starting maybe to relax, so if we can drive her back, I'd be more than happy. Your
star trotter goes round later on in Mum's Pride. 50 metres is never easy at Alexandra Park, and depending on what they do off the front, James, if they trot 3:31, it's going to make you have to run 3:26, 3:27. How is he going into tonight?
Yeah, well, he's not ready to do that. He has had the bug, he's had the cough. Just lately, it's just he's stopped coughing. I'm happy every day with him. I'd not say he won't win it, but if they go hard up front, it's going to make it hard for him. But he can still win it if they go the right times.
Just quickly on the draw, it came out this afternoon. I mean, when you looked at it, you must have thought, God, barrier 7, not ideal, but bad draw can only look bad after the race.
I'm glad you can say that. I didn't say that when the field came out. You're going to need an awful lot of luck with King Denny drawing 1 and Dexter's drawn 2. They're 2 real good up-and-coming horses. We'll just go open. Just, anything can happen in races.
I know it's not a great draw, but you look at his form prior to the Rowe Cup itself. You won 5 in a row. He is a very good trotter, though, isn't he?
Oh, you wait till next year and a year later. He'll be a super trotter. He's just got to fill into his frame, which he's... this trip will make him into a boy into a man. So, next year will be really good. But, hey, I'll take it if it's here.
Mate, you drive Miss Daisy for Robert Dunn. I thought she worked really well last weekend at Franklin. Your thoughts on her tonight?
She's gone 2 good trials. She's not the easiest one to drive. She's looks around and stargazes a bit, so might be a bit different under the light, so we'll just have to see. But she has gone all right with the trials.
Mate, all the best with Mum's Pride, not only tonight, but next Saturday as well. He's an exciting trotter, and I know he'll do a good job.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
James Stormont's thoughts tonight on his 3 runners. catch up with Zach Butcher now. He is on the second favourite, J-Dub. Zach, you drove J-Dub for Robert Dunn. You drove him at the trials on Saturday. Looked to go very nicely.
Yeah, he actually ran home pretty nice that last 400. They went a good time, so got the line good, and hopefully tonight we get the same sort of run.
It's got a nice draw, inside draw, a little bit of gate speed.
Yeah, we should be able to cross early and maybe look to hand up to one that might stay there, but if there's no pressure, I wouldn't mind rolling along in front as well.
Open field tonight, but an each-way chance?
Yeah, definitely, I think so. If he's at good money, have a wee look at him.
He's not at big money, he's at $4.70, but it's certainly better than what you're getting on the fixed odds at the moment at around about $4. I put 7 Charleston Bell on top. I thought she's each way at the round about that $4.70 quote. She's a nice mare. She's won 2 races, and as James alluded to, she's had a few problems, but she's getting better, and I think she can overcome the draw tonight. To beat 6 Sir Richie, he's been good in his last 2 wins. This is a significantly stronger field than what he's beaten his last 2 starts, mostly maidens. Stepping up against 2 win horses here, and some of them have won 3, the likes of Art Pleaser. I think the son of Christian Cullen can make the step. 5 Art Pleaser worked very well on Saturday, and Liberty Sticks trialled up nicely at Franklin a fortnight ago. If you want one for longer odds, the Tony Hurley trained mare by Washington VC, Liberty Sticks in my top 4. 7, 6, 5 and 8. 7, 6, 5 and 8. Zach Butcher likes J-Dub, thought got one run at them. Off the gate into the trail might be an each-way chance, and he is your leader in the Stonewall Stud Drivers' Challenge at this stage. Let's head upstairs, join Aaron White with his call on race number 3. His numbers 4, 6 and 5.
The runners in behind the Yellow Bar Arm for the third on the program. Auckland Co-op Taxi 303,000. Look out for the new app too. The App Store and Google Play. Book Taxi. It's that easy. Search Co-op with the Google Play and the App Store. cooptaxi.co.nz. They work into the lane. We're just about there. Green light flashes and they're off and racing. J-Dub out nicely. She's Smooth will race it early. Back on the inside, I Am the One. She's Smooth to take up the early running. Cheers, Kathy. Nice enough run through from the second line. Art Please has been eased. They're followed by Sir Richie. Charleston Bell will settle back second last. Liberty Sticks the last as they work the stables corner. She's Smooth and Mangos cut away by 3, J-Dub. I Am the One is third and 3 back on the inside. Followed Cheers, Kathy. Art Pleaser as they work into Indian File now. Then Sir Richie as they pace up into the back. Charleston Bell second last and Liberty Sticks the last. She's Smooth through the back. The Better's Delight Filly. Away by 2, J-Dub, Zach Butcher in the trail. I Am the One is third. Cheers, Kathy away from the markers to be parked now for Scott Phelan. Art Pleaser takes up the 1-1. In turn, Sir Richie on the back of Art Pleaser. Charleston Bell on the back of Sir Richie. And Liberty Sticks on the back of Charleston Bell. 44 and 6 the lead time. So a comfortable lead time for She's Smooth. 1400 to go as she sweeps across the showgrounds turn and she's away by 3, J-Dub. Cheers, Kathy, third and parked. I Am the One, fourth and 3 back on the inside. Art Pleaser, 1-1. DJB with the favourite Sir Richie is back third last. On its back, Charleston Bell and James Stormont. Liberty Sticks and the Iceman with a nice cool drive back of the tail. 32 and 9 the opening quarter. 2100 with 1100 left to go. And the Auckland Co-op Taxi 303,000 pace. And She's Smooth. Judge Bell 1 to go. Leads by a length. Cheers, Kathy. And J-Dub, beautiful run in the trail. And in the 1-1 Art Pleaser, Peter Ferguson. I Am the One and Philip Butcher 3 back on the inside. Then it's stablemate Sir Richie, followed by Charleston Bell and Liberty Stick still back last as they pace out to the 800 metre mark. Second quarter in 31.3. So She's Smooth. She's had a very economical time of it out in front. And Mango still has a nice rein on her as well. Over Cheers, Kathy parked and J-Dub trailing. The speed starts to work into the race now. Art Pleaser 1-1. I Am the One, 3 back on the inside of Sir Richie as the sprint goes fully on at the 500 metre mark. Then Liberty Sticks, Charleston Bell looking to take off. Off the back and onto the showgrounds turn. She's Smooth. She's had this comfortable lead. Cheers, Kathy right there at the 400. 28 and 5 the quarter down the back. J-Dub waiting the passing lane. Art Pleaser out of the 1-1. That forces Sir Richie 4 out and 5 out. Charleston Bell. Liberty Sticks runs up and behind. She's Smooth for home, a length and a half. J-Dub. Cheers, Kathy. Liberty Sticks coming through. Sir Richie, Charleston Bell down the outside. 100 to go. She's Smooth in front. Sir Richie comes strongly with Art Pleaser. She's Smooth in front and she'll last it out. She's Smooth will beat Sir Richie. Third over Art Pleaser. They were followed in by I Am the One. Then J-Dub, Charleston Bell, Liberty Sticks. And back last was Cheers Kathy in 2:45.3, home in 27.7, 56.3 was the final half. Well, you give Brent Mangos a lead time in a first and second quarter in that nature, and 99% of the time you won't run them down, and they haven't been able to tonight. She's Smooth, too good. Sir Richie, he's closed the race off strongly for David Butcher. Will get the margin back to about a neck on the line. Nice run, Art Pleaser, and I Am the One will make up the fourth position. Auckland Co-op Taxi, 300, 3,000, mobile pace.
Official placings, race 3, the Auckland Co-op Taxis, 300, 3,000, mobile pace. 465-273. 465-273. Horse 4, She's Smooth, paced the 2,200 metres in 2:45.31. Mile rate of 2 minutes, 0.9. Last 856.3, the 427.7. The margins are half neck, 3/4 of a length, 3/4 of a length. 465-273, race 3, the Auckland Co-op Taxis, 300, 3,000, mobile pace.
Beautiful front running. Brent Mangos Drive gets the prize on She's Smooth. Career win 3 at start 17. Raced by breeders P.W. Pearce and W.D. Kennedy. Congratulations to you. Better's Delight, Divine Diva Bay, 3-year-old filly. Second winner on the program tonight for Super Sire. Better's Delight back at the head of the field. Gordon Robertson there, representing the Auckland Trotting Club. So She's Smooth, prepared by driver Brent Mangos out of Pukekohe, and yes, a nice victory here tonight. 6, Sir Richie, Christian Cullen, 3-year-old Bay Gelding out of Wicklow Express, raced by TP and Mrs. J.E. Fleming, Frank Cooney, Tate Hopkins, trained at Taupaki, David Butcher, and 5, Art Pleaser. Major and Art, 4-year-old Bay Gelding at a crowd pleaser for P.D. Blakemore. Danny Blakemore trained at QMU, and Peter Ferguson. 4, She's Smooth, 770 and 230, 770, 230. 6, Sir Richie, $1.50, 150. And 5, Art Pleaser, $2.10, 210. Quinella, $6.80, 680. Trifecta, $90.20, $90.20. First 4, $803.30, $803.30. Double 8 and 4, $10.90, $10.90. 8, 6 concession at $2.90, $2.90. And the early treble, 4, 8, 4, $53.20, $53.20. There's some information coming through from Addington tonight too. Unfortunately, Dalton Bromack, he failed a wee bit earlier, and after a vet's examination it has been found that Dalton Bromack did bleed tonight at Addington, so unfortunate for the connections there. And it does look as though Dalton Bromack will need to be pulled out of the duels after that bleeding tonight out of one nostril at Addington. That news hot off the press coming through from trackside.
action for you in the last couple of weeks with the performance of the horse you called Kipros, Master Lavros. Great to get him back in winning form.
Oh, definitely. You know, like the wheels just fell off last prep, and you know it's good to have him back. And just the Royal Cup, beaten by a better horse on the night. I can't take any away from Stent, but last 2 weeks sort of showed what he really can do.
All right, he's only 6 in terms of trotting years. He's still a young horse, so there's still plenty ahead of him, but it's always maintenance work with him as well, isn't it?
Yeah, being so big and that, he puts a lot of pressure on himself, so we sort of got an idea what to do with him now and just sort of treat him right, and hopefully we have him spot on here for the Dominion.
All right, well done to you and Mark and getting him back to his best, and thanks for stopping by.
Cheers, Greg.
There he is, Regan Todd and Sandvik Star. He trains a small team of his own, does a nice job with them, and I'm sure this horse will go a pretty good race here. Even go, as they always are, the junior driver events. Find the one you like, back it each way. There's plenty of support around 4 or 5 runners in this. Take After Me, if you go on his form 2 starts back, you'd say yes. Last time, just okay behind Return to Sender. And backs up here, drops from C2 to C1 though, and we've seen that happen on a few occasions, and the result is normally a delivering one. Little Lion Man racing very well. Other one I didn't mind on an each way basis, Mr. Medal, trialled up nicely recently. Sliding blinds go on, and Stevie Golding's already had a win here tonight. Devastating news, Mark Mack, but it is the highs of lows of racing horses, and Dalton Bromack, unfortunately, won't be with us next Saturday.
That's terrible. What happens to the Jules jacket? Does it go to the next highest, or there's just no Jules jacket now in that race?
Well,
I know that's insignificant compared to what's happened to Dalton Bromack.
It's probably significant from a racecourse point of view, though, I'd imagine, but I'm not sure. I think we'll just leave that with HRNZ. You'd imagine it'll be offered to the second top qualifier, but maybe they'll just let it lie.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And to Brendan Hill and Connections, that's just rotten luck. And he wasn't at his best, and unfortunately we found out the reason why. It was a shame it wasn't just something that could have been fixed in a short amount of time. And no Dalton Bromack at the Jules next to Saturday now. Junior drivers race coming up here. $3.80 Take After Me, $4.30 for Little Lion Man. Now the top 2 for the Certified Builders Association of New Zealand junior drivers. This ain't Tennessee and Lura. Valaluster, Mr. Medal, got a red cap here, Matt Purvis on Little Lion Man, white cap Stevie Golding on Mr. Medal. And they turn in, Buzzkill drawn the inside. This ain't Tennessee, Take After Me. Little Lion Man, Major Patron. Lura gets ready with Native Caesar, Valaluster. Call Me Danny. We'll be running on at the end, Call Me Danny, 26 and 5.
You're right about that. Wait, let me get back.
Someone's very close to the tape. I think it's 4 Stars Shiraz.
Get it back, Dennis. It's still too close.
It is the 10 horse. Right on the tape.
We'll turn out, guys. We'll turn out.
So we're 2 for 2 on the turnouts.
Don't do that to me again, Ken.
And 4 Stars Shiraz just getting too close to the tape. And these juniors have been told to go away, circle up, and we'll try again. This field of 14 on this 5th of the night. Take After Me, Jeremy Markham for Glenn Scott. Ran 6th behind Return to Sender last time, a second to Light Fingered 2 runs ago. Little Lion Man formed behind Return to Sender. Franco Salisbury, the mighty Heretic Franco.
Time outside.
Major Patron.
Dennis, just stay with it and put the handbrake
For the
on.
Queensland-born Jack Harrington. Hope he's in a foul mood come about midnight on Wednesday night or very early hours of Thursday morning if the Blues win. Got a dream. Valaluster about to come up. Top Brass, Call Me Denny. Lura. Can't miss Kimberley Budd in those pink colours of the Tritton barn.
Stand them up there, everyone. Stand them up.
Even brighter than the pink colours Dustin Bromack used to wear.
Right.
Racing. Call Me Denny went away like he was tied to the tape heading towards the infield. He sped away, but there's gallopers all over the show. Could have been at Oamaru today. Top Brass was going roughly for a stride. Mr. Medal, Sandvik Star got tangled up. Valaluster was slow. Major Patron galloped. The Little Lion Man still in a break out the back. Let's go to the point again. Call Me Denny leads over Native Caesar, and 2 lengths away third is 4 Stars Shiraz. Take After Me around This Ain't Tennessee from Lura. Next to the inside is Buzzkill from Groomsman and Top Brass. About 3 lengths to Sandvik Star, 1.5 Valaluster. Mr. Middle's down on the pegs and 4 lengths to Major Patron. And Tara right off after that bad getaway as Little Lion Man. Call Me Danny and Katie Cox into the back, leads by a length and a half over 4 Stars Shiraz, now away from the markers and going up for a look for the lead. Native Caesar runs third the trail and Take After Me fourth. Call Me Danny seems keen to hold the top here. 3 back the inside as This Ain't Tennessee from Lara. 4 deep on the pegs as Buzzkill from Groomsman, Top Brass the inside. 1 length away Sandvik Star and the last trio Mr. Middle. Also Valaluster and Major Patron, and Little Lion Man has been retired from the race at about the 1,000 metre mark. And one down the side near the 1,600 metre mark, and it's Call Me Denny by a length and a half. Second Native Caesar in the trail and 4 Star Shiraz ahead away third. 3 back the inside, This Ain't Tennessee, then Take After Me leaving a trailing spot as Sandvik Star's 4 wide. 3 wide and 1 back as Groomsman from Larava Middle. Buzzkill 4 back the pegs, and then came Mr. Metal, Top Brass, Major Patron, and out of the races, Little Lion Man, lead time 1:19.5, and Sandvik Star went right around to take over. Groomsman goes forward to Breeze, Call Me Denny now trails, Take After Me, 1-1s again. Valaluster 3 wide, Mr. Metal 3 wide and 1 back. Then 4 Stars Shiraz, Native Caesar 3 back the inside now. Trailed down there by This Ain't Tennessee. On the move, 3 up as Buzzkill from Lara, Top Brass aboard the train. Major Patron last and out of the race, Little Lion Man. 31 the first quarter, 900 to go. And the leader is Sandvik Star by a head, Valaluster. Second quarter should be a bit quicker than that 31 of the first. Call Me Denny's running third on the inside of Groomsman. Out there 3 wide is Mr. Middle. Native Caesar 3 back the inside from Take After Me. Buzzkill 3 wide and 1 back from This Ain't Tennessee, 4 Stars Shiraz. Top Brass, Major Patron and Lara. 600 metres to go. 29.3 the second quarter. 60.3 for the half, so just on 2 seconds quicker. And Sandvik Star leads by a length on Valaluster. Call Me Denny waits on the Terror to Love It, Pineleaf Farm passing lane. 3 wide Groomsman, 4 wide Buzzkill. No run for Native Caesar, then Take After Me. Top Brass and widest of all is Lara from This Ain't Tennessee. Third quarter 29.4, and Sandvik Star still giving plenty. Call Me Denny getting the Terror to Love lane, and then Native Caesar, Valaluster. Lara's gone by Wright's Road, but sweeping down the middle. Sandvik Star is in front. Lara is fair dinkum charging home. This has been one heck of a win. It went by Burton into second, Call Me Denny, but Lara won it. But Call Me Denny and Sandvik Star. Third a photo between This Ain't Tennessee and Valaluster. Then 4 Stars Shiraz. Next in is Buzzkill from Groomsman, Top Brass. And the last 4 to go by, Take After Me, Native Caesar, Major Patron, Mr. Middle. Little Lion Man retired after an early gallop.
Huge win here, and the first New Zealand training success for Shane Tritton, because he trains Lara, purchased the horse recently. That's his pink colours. So the New South Wales trainer who's been training up a storm there the last 3 years gets an Addington success. Of course, he's over here for the Jewels with Salty Robin next week. Heading to Wanganui for the Class 3. Next on the card there, meeting code 10, race 7. Daryl Robinson, as I rejoin you, Miss Allegro gets the inside box she craves. She had it last start too, and she didn't use it to the best of her ability, but this is where she races best from.
Yeah, she just got pushed down a bit onto the rail there last time out there too, Michael, and has had a bit of time while she's fresh up, and I think that's the key here for Miss Allegro. She ticks a few boxes most certainly coming into this, and she has sort of charged through to Class 4, Class 5, back into a Class 3, and looking to get it right. She is on the verge of a downgrade, so if she does miss, she will be down to Class 2, but I've seen a couple of dogs tonight on the verge of a downgrade. They haven't gone down. They've stayed up, and I'm expecting Miss Allegro to do the same, stay up with that inside draw. It wasn't a bad run a month ago, and looking to bounce back here with that inside draw. 280 with the book now into 260, so there has been a bit of money coming in for the one. The other one that's also recently downgraded is Corborn Tomcat. Now he's had some very tough draws. He gets into an inside draw of box 2, yet to win from box 2, but overall his record from boxes 1 and 2 is very good. 2 chances in the race for Nathan Newdy, and Corborn Tomcat is the recent downgrader. Almost got it out wide as the downgrader gets away from Class 4. So a couple of good chances here for Nathan. And Corborn Tomcat should appreciate this inside draw of 2. Result there at Addington. and Nora number 6 at $10, $3.30. Call Me Danny number 9 at $5, and Sandvik Star number 14, $2.40. 6-9 Quinella $166.60. 6-9 14 Trifecta $1,749.80. 6-9 14 2 First at $4,763.60. And a good part of that going through to 2-6 double 13.20, 2-9 concession 26.70, wrapping up the quaddie at Addington 11.6 2 and 6 1,709.40. Just running a bit late for this race, but they will get to the boxes and it will be underway. My First Liz, another good chance in the race. She has been performing well in this grade. She has been right in behind the action in the last 3 starts. And her last performance here last Friday, not too bad at all. She did miss the start a wee bit, but she got a nice run through and got through for that 3rd placing. She's had a run at the Manawa 2 since on the Monday, and not too far off the action as well in that same race as Plenty of Time and War Boys. Other chances, Hey You, start number 100 tonight for Hey You, so reaching a special milestone here, Hey You, and another one that has been right in the action the last 3 starts as well. When an honest race here last week from box 1, the 2 runs prior were good runs in for second, and maybe Wendy Kite looking to pick up a bit of prize money here, start 100. Very capable Hey You. Y McDave. Good to see Y McDave here. He's a bit of an Invercargill specialist, but he has won 3 times around hat-trick. He's out there in box 6, and Mega Jet, another one on the verge of a downgrade. And Grand Allegro, well, he could be the forgotten dog, gets into box 3. We'll see what he can do in the red and blue from box 3. Grand Allegro, another one that's on the verge of a downgrade. Race 7, good luck with your play 6, the Dog Zone Class 3. Bunny there, ready and racing off the inside. Miss Allegro straight to the front from Grand Allegro. 2 or 3 back here to Mega Jet, goes to 3rd, trying to sweep around the outside, almost got it along there with My First into the rail, opening up for Corborn Tomcat, and behind Hey You, and out the back is Y McDade. They gave her home, and the reserve dog Grand Allegro gets away from Mega Jet. A nice run. Then we go to Miss Allegro the inside, followed up there by your Corborn Tomcat, got to 4th. Then on crossing here we had My First that almost got it, and the 2 at the back of the field, Hey You and Y McDave. Well, he was the forgotten dog. It was about the 3rd dog tonight that's been on the verge of a downgrade, and goes a lot better tonight. Grand Allegro straight onto the pace straight away for the win from the 4. Mega Jet's gone a nice run. That was also on the verge of a downgrade, and Miss Allegro into 3rd. So there goes running of the first leg of play 6 there, Michael. Bit of an upset, but no surprise. Grand Allegro at very good value takes out the Dog Zone Class 3.
And our second emergency winning in the last 3 races there at Wanganui. We only have 3.5 minutes, though, before the next on the card at Alexandra Park. Race 4, Trotters, over the 2,200 metres, and therefore the manners are crucial. None more so than for the favourite, Paramount Dream. 240 the option, it's 420 the tote. As we rejoin Craig Thompson. Craig, if she trots all the way, I think she's better than most of these, in fact better than all of them, Paramount Dream, and I believe she was very good at the workouts last weekend.
Very good, Michael. She beat race rival Mob Star decisively. It wasn't a big field, and she trotted throughout, did a good job, and pretty much hard held at the line, Michael. Caught up with Josh Dicker earlier in the night and put it to him and said, what do you think Paramount Dream's chances are? And this is what he had to say. Josh, you drive stablemate Paramount Dream in the 4th. Doing a really good job, this one. Coming back from racing the good 3-year-olds last start into what I think is a really good field for her.
Yeah, it is really. I think you can forgive her last couple of runs. The Derby probably didn't quite suit her in a really hot clip. Sort of trotter that just needs to roll along even quarters. I think that suits her a lot. But I was really impressed with her workout on Saturday, and her work through the week is really well. I think she'll be pretty hard to beat tonight.
Manners-wise, I mean, with trotters it's always a bit of a question mark, but you feel that she's getting better?
Oh yes, it is a wee bit of a problem she's had, but yeah, we've got her pretty well worked out now, and it'd be nice to get this penalty-free win with her, and I think she's on money bags tonight too, which will help. But look, we're pretty confident with her, and as I say, I think she'll be pretty hard to beat.
I think the key to her tonight, Michael, is that she's drawn barrier number 6. Now runners 8, 9, 10 and 11 will start off the unruly. So she'll be out wide, she'll have plenty of room, and she gets a chance to step away tonight. Now, On her previous form, she's trotted 252 round here in the past. If she did that tonight, she'd get home. Race 4, number 6, Paramount Dream. I know you're very keen on it, and I think with good manners she can take out the 4th. There are a couple in here that are downgrading. One of them is very persuasive. Drops from a Class 2 to a Class 1. Every 10 starts, you don't win a race, you go down a grade. And this mare by Pegasus Spur, she's a real good short distance horse. Probably lacks a bit of staying prowess, but a speedy trotter. And I think very persuasive, definitely in the mix. I thought runner number 3, Tiburon, falls in the same category. 2,200 metres is his go. Richard Brosnan, Peter Ferguson combined. Richard's got 2 in the race. I thought runner number 3 had an each-way chance at around about $8. And best of the rest for me, number 10, the Almighty Johnson. Actually made its way into the top 12 of the jewels, but isn't going south. Tony Hurley alluding to staying at closer to home at Alexandra Park tonight. And this one beautifully bred by Majestic Sun out of Inderbank for Ross Johnson and Janine Cole and the family. Good luck to you, the son of Majestic Sun. Good and winning last start. And he trotted 251.7, so he can run along a bit, this bloke. Looks to be getting better with racing. For me, it's 6 on top to beat 8, 3 and 10. 6 on top to beat 8, 3 and 10. Aaron's with 8, 10, 1 and 3. He's put 8 very persuasive on top. Aaron, sorry I didn't get to you a little bit earlier for race number 3 tonight. Good picking with She's Smooth. You're with very persuasive here, dropping back from Class 2 to Class 1.
Yeah, and I think the key around her chances too, back to the 2,200 metres, she's been placed in all of her 5 2,200 metre assignments, including a very close second 2 starts ago and behind All Royal Gal, 3 starts back, runner-up behind San Diego Love, so that's why I'm sticking with her. 650-270, she was very costly to punters last time out, but I just think stepping back to the 22 tonight could be the key around her chances. 10, the Almighty Johnson, broke maidens in good fashion last time, Tony Hurley. 1, Gintaris, not the worst here. If they run along, he's going to get the nice run from there, Richard Brosnan, and put in the stablemate 3, Tourbillon. 8, 10, 1 and 3 for me.
Thanks, Aaron. Nothing through from the racing desk. I know they had a significant bet on Charleston Bromack in race number 3, but nothing through at this stage for race number 4. As it comes through, we'll pass it on to you. Of course, picks the quaddie tonight starts race number 6, so get involved into that. That's that $10,000 injection into the quaddie tonight. Race number 6, the Midwinter Christmas at Alexandra Park handicap. That is our most tightly assessed race tonight, race number 6. Favoured into $2.50 now after being $4.40 about 7 minutes ago. The money is coming for the John and Josh Dickey trained runner. It will start a short price favourite. Let's head upstairs for the 4th time tonight. Darren White.
Yeah. Paramount Dream and Sonny's Little Whiz on the unruly draws. Very persuasive Terrace Cove, the Almighty Johnson and Mob Star. So the Square Gators face up to a starter, Frank Phelan. Paramount Dream to run the favourite. We'll see how she steps off the stand tonight. The Barrier Strand releases here. And no, she's canned away again. Paramount Dream. Mob Star's also gone up in the year. Paramount Dream yet to come back down into a trot. And she's losing valuable ground. Gintaris was also slow off the mark. Paramount Dream finally back down and trotting, but standing the lead is a good 120 and back with it, Mob Star. So it's Sonny's Little Whiz heading around the stables corner first occasion round to lead Ventimiglia Tourbillon. Up on the outside, Macaroa Jake is parked. Then came Ace Moment, followed by the Almighty Johnson. 4 lengths away in the field then to Very Persuasive. They're followed then by Terrace Cove. Further away, Gintaris. The other pair not winning chances tonight, Mob Star, and again favourite Paramount Dream. The lead time in 48.1. Can-Am Construction trot to the end of the back straight and about to get around to the lead, Macaroa Jake and the Wizard Todd Mitchell over Sonny's Little Whiz, and moving forward is Ace Moment now third and park. Ventimiglia back on the inside. The Almighty Johnson with a lovely 1-1 seat. On its back is Very Persuasive with Tourbillon to its inside. Then Terrace Cove 2 lengths, Gintaris the other pair in a break of 20 lengths, Mob Star and Paramount Dream. 1,200 left to go as they work off the showgrounds, turning down the lane. 31 the opening quarter. And Macaroa Jake leads by a length over stablemate Ace Moment sitting parked and trailing Sonny's Little Whiz. The Almighty Johnson Johnson. He's looking to go back-to-back. He's in the 1-1 for the Iceman. Ventimiglia. 3 back on the inside, then Very Persuasive. Jack McKinnon in the running line. Back on the inside, then to Tourbillon. There followed by Terraskova, Gintaris. Now there's only 7 lengths away, Mobstar and Paramount Dream. Out to the 800 they go in the Can-Am Construction Trot. 31.7 that second quarter, and Macaroa Jake leads by a length. Ace Moment the outside, and Sonny's Little Wiz enjoying the perfect run in the trail here. In the hands of Brent Mangos, 1-1 the Almighty Johnson. Ventimiglia 3 back on the inside, then Very Persuasive. Back on the inside to Tourbillon as Very Persuasive takes off as they trot to the end of the back straight. Back in the field to Terraskova, Gintaris, Paramount Dream and Mobstar. 450 out, and the Almighty Johnson's gallop when coming out of the 1-1 here at the 400. Macaroa Jake leads, but here's Very Persuasive quickly to it on the outside. Sonny's Little Wiz waiting the passing lane. Tourbillon, Terraskova running on. Homeward bound, Very Persuasive goes to Macaroa Jake. Tourbillon closes in. Sonny's Little Wiz, Ventimiglia passing lane, and Terraskova making ground in behind Paramount Dream, but Tourbillon at the 100 goes to Very Persuasive, who kicks Tourbillon. He's back in winning business tonight. Tourbillon, Very Persuasive, Ventimiglia. Macaroa Jake fourth. They were followed Terraskova. Huge run by Paramount Dream after giving up all that ground at the start. She's only finished about a half a dozen off them in the end. They were followed then by Sonny's Little Wiz. Back in the field, Gintaras. They were followed by Ace Moment, Mobstar, and the Almighty Johnson cost himself a winning chance with a gallop at the 450 when looking to issue a challenge out of the 1-1. 251 was the time. 29.8 was the final quarter. Tourbillon and gets the win nicely here for Fergie. The Dream Vacation 6-year-old Bernie Lim, the owner, gets over the top of Very Persuasive, puts in another good run over the 2200 tonight, and Ventimiglia sliding through on the passing lane will just pick up that third in front of Macaroa Jake. Can-Am Construction Trot to Tourbillon.
Official placings, race 4, the Can-Am Construction Trot. 385-496. 385-496. Horse 3, Tourbillon, trot of the 2200 metres from a stand in 251.06. A mile rate of 225.1. Last 860, the 429.8. The margins 1 length, 3/4 of a length, a half neck. 385-496, race 4, the Can-Am Construction Trot.
3 Tourbillon back at the head of the field, raced and bred by Bernie Lim. A Dream Vacation 6-year-old Bay Gelding at a Sun Lamp, career win 5 at start 52. Peter Ferguson doing the driving for Ardmore trainer Richard Brosnan comes back at the head of the field. Roger Barnes down there for the Auckland Trotting Club, a steward of the club. Part of the victory celebrations. Another nice victory here too by Tourbillon. 8 Very Persuasive, Pegasus Burr, Friendly Persuasion, 5-year-old bay mare for second for the Olympic Swiss Watches Limited. Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett trained at Waiuku, Jack McKinnon, and 5 Ventimiglia, Majestic Son, Zackley Brown, 4-year-old mare. Raced by Mrs. L.M. and A.P. Neal. Andrew and Lynn Neal trained at Cambridge. Lynn Neal. 3 Tourbillon, 870 and 220. 870, 220. 8 Very Persuasive, $2.10, 210. 5 Ventimiglia, $8.90, $8.90. Quinella, $19.20, $19.20. Trifecta, 574 even, 574. And the first 4 returns, $3,503. $3,503, $2,872. Jackpotting into the first 4 into race 5.
as you would imagine it would be. And the 15 Gabby Stars racing well, Robbie Holmes and Colin De Filippi combined. And of course, you think of the breeding of Lucky Luciano, Gavin Smith, his team racing really well. And of course, this one, a half-brother to the champion race mare, Carabella. Inside 90 seconds out from a start. So Curly Moore, if you're playing into that first four, I imagine many people will be anchoring the Nigel McGrath trained and driven runner. Let's get up to you, Mark Mack, for your thoughts around the first leg of Place Pick 6, a double, and all importantly, a rather large first four, Paul, by the time we get underway here.
I can tell you it's just short of $10,000, Gregory. The Pick 6 is at $62,888 to be exact. So it's well over the guarantee.
Is there an anchor later on, Mark?
No.
It's a little bit like that, isn't it, tonight? I have to concur there, although I think you can go light in a couple of races, the likes of Sunderland, Denny and maybe Waterloo Sunset. Just take those couple. That's one leg that I thought you could go rather light in.
Oh, you're keen to anchor Waterloo Sunset, perhaps?
No. I thought Sunderland Denny was very good. The horse I think's the better the night. Sans Lassou, Son Lassou, whichever way we call it tonight, I think you'll be calling her home first, and she's in the second leg.
Yeah, she is, and that incident last week, well, she went around, and Ricky Oldfield, not a short man, and the legs were dragging along the ground, and she's come through it fine, and so is Ricky, which is good news. But just get involved in either the Pick 6 here. Stunning Dude's being tipped as though he's pretty much unbeatable in the last. If you did want an anchor, there's a massive tip around for him. After his disqualification down at the far lap last time, punters think he'll strike straight back here, it would appear. 11,000 in the first four, 64,000 in the Pick 6. And Curly Moore led to the gate. Qatari Marty, Miss Judgeford about to come forward. Paul's Verdict and Christian Lady. Shard's Halo, Lucky 3 moving up with Gabby Star. The Lions Roar, Lucky Luciano. And Volatile Lavra. Scratching 6, 7, 8 and 14. Curly Moore's tote price getting a little closer to his option price now. 190 the tote, 170 option 806. I'll get you another look at the Pick 6 before they get underway and what you're playing for, because it's growing steadily. $64,000 in it at the moment. Good luck if you've had a crack into that.
Come on, John.
Need one leg to favour your way and knock a heap out and get yourself a good slice of it. It's easier said than done though. As we know, set to go. Green light. They're away. And Qatari Marty off the inside, left the arm far. Shard's Halo out well. Christian Lady and Curly Moore are racing between them at the moment. Volatile Lavra fifth on the inside from Miss Judgeford. Then Hunter Bromack, the Lions Roar. Lucky 3's out very wide at the first turn from Lucky Luciano. Back with Lucky 3 is Paul's Verdict and also Gabby Star. Qatari Marty off the pole, holds the top by a length and a half on the trailing Volatile Lavra. Parked up Christian Lady from Miss Judgeford. Shard's Halo easing back to the running line and Curly Moore's 3 wide and the Lions Roar straight on the favourites back. Next to the inside is Gabby Star from Lucky Luciano, Hunter Bromack. Paul's Verdict and a length and a half to Lucky 3. Lead time 23.2. Qatari Marty and John Dunn by a length and a half. Volatile Lavra trails and his favourites had to work hard, Curly Moore. 3 wide around Christian Lady. He's not quite at the breeze yet, but not far off it. 3 back the inside is Gabby Star. The Lions Roar is going to get left posted 3 wide now as Curly Moore went to the chair. And then came Miss Judgeford. And 2 lengths to Shard's Halo around Paul's Verdict from Lucky Luciano. Hunter Bromack, and last of all is Lucky 3. Into the backstretch goes Qatari Marty. And leads a length and a half, Volatile Lavra. Curly Moore's ahead away third. The Lions Roar's ahead away fourth, but 3 wide. Then Christian Lady around Gabby Star. Miss Judgeford easing 3 wide from Shard's Halo 4 wide. Paul's Verdict 3 out. Lucky 3 went through on the inside. Hunter Bromack's in the running line. And Lucky Luciano can pick and choose who to follow. This has been Welling with 500 to go. The second quarter's 29.5, 60.2 for the half. And Qatari Marty leads a length and a half, the Lions Roar. Volatile Lavra's had a nice run, but the leader has them chasing. Miss Judgeford to fourth, Curly Moore's gone. And then Gabby Star. Next Shard's Halo from Lucky 3. The third quarter, 29.9. Qatari Marty leads by a length on the Lions Roar.
2 lengths away, Miss Judgeford. Lucky Luciano starts to run on from the back from Gabby Starr. The leader is Qatari Marty. The Lions Roar's half a length away, and Lucky Luciano right over the top of them. And Lucky Luciano on debut, clear of Qatari Marty in the Lions Roar, and Lucky Luciano won it easily. Has beaten Qatari Marty in the Lions Roar. Christian Lady and Hunter Bromack both ran on. Then came Shard's Halo, Paul's Verdict. Next in is Lucky 3 from Gabby Starr. Miss Judgeford, Curly Moore and Volatile Labra are the last 2 in. 13, Lucky Luciano, 25, 10 and 470. Gavin Smith has beaten Qatari Marty, number 1 at 590 for the place. And 12, the Lions Roar at 140. Something from the back had to run on the way they ran the first half of that race. And even the third quarter, 29.9 the last quarter. 2 minutes for the last mile. Qatari Marty runs second. The Lions Roar third. Christian Lady sprouting wings late to run into 4th spot. It was set up for a swooper. Curly Moore, after working hard, well, he was gone at the 400 metre mark, Greg, and Qatari Marty was fending them all off, had the right hand fend out, stopped the Lions Roar, and then Gavin Smith and Lucky Luciano whooshka to win race number 6.
Yeah, it was a good performance, set up by that hot speed, very game in second, Qatari Marty. Favourite backers would never have felt comfortable. He struggled to get round to park, did Curly Moore, and he was gone from about the 700 metre mark. But let's concentrate on Gavin Smith here. He's had 10 successes training-wise this season, 29 sitting in the sulky. I reckon of those 10, or 6 or 7 of them have come in the last 3 weeks. Congratulations to him. He gets this beautifully bred son of Christian Cullen home. Here's the judge's call.
Luciano. Second, 1, Qatari Marty. And third, 12, the Lions Roar. Fourth has gone to 2, Christian Lady. From 5, Hunter Bromack. And 4, Shard's Halo. 13, 1, 12, 2, 5, 4. The margin's 5 lengths. A short head, a long head, 3/4 of a length. Winner's time was 2:23.3, a mile rate of 1:58.2. The last 859.4, last 429.7.
So Lucky Luciano, named after the famous gangster Charles Lucky Luciano, of course, the first head of the Genovese mafia family in the United States. Like some of the mafia back in the day, Sicilian born, and the cohort of Meyer Lansky, of course, is a harness horse named Meyer Lansky as well. So a bit of mafia trivia for you there. This one's owned by Cavalla Bloodstock, of course. They have the Italian bloodlines there, the Familaros. So they've come up with a slightly Italian name, Lucky Luciano. Wins on debut for Gavin Smith, who's in very good form at the moment, as Gregory said. I'll get the odds for you that shortly, but heading off to Wanganui, we have an odds-on pop here in the pink. And it's Kilchurn. Again, tricky dog to follow, but big on ability. As we head back to you, Daryl, Kilchurn from the outside box, $1.70. The inside box at $5. I know you favour the inside, so that price must be tempting.
Yes, a little bit tempting there too, Michael, but I'd love to be proven wrong, and I hope Kilchurn comes out and runs a blind up, and that's the expectation around this wonderful dog making his return to the racetrack. And start number 25 and chasing down win number 19, $39,000 in the bank. As our result comes through there for Addington, and Lucky Luciano number 13 at 25, 10, 470. Qatari Marty number 1 at 590, and the Lions Roar 140 number 12. 113 Quinella 136.80. 13 112 4,472.10. 13 1 12 2, the first 4 there, 16,293.80, with that jackpot there of $13,000. So yes, Kilchurn, it will be wonderful to see him bounce back, and I didn't get to catch up with Glenn Hodgson, but I did talk to Father Bill, and he's very happy with Kilchurn. Has trialled up well and looking to bounce back. Even if he just gets around and runs the top 4 and lines up next week, he will take plenty of improvement out of this race tonight. I did go for the 1 to possibly get a head start on Kilchurn, but it really comes down to what sort of start Kilchurn can get. If he does find a bit of trouble from the outside draw and just takes a bit of time sort of getting around, maybe Smash Allegro could kick up like he did here last week and possibly get a head start. If he doesn't get that head start, well, pretty much all over Kiltune. Should race away with it. Outside of that, two very good dogs lining up here, having their first start. And I talk of Willis for Ray Adcock. First look at Hat-Trick, and also No Mayhem. First look at Hat-Trick also here for Gary Cleve. A lot of Gary's dogs in the past have gone well on the track first up. But once again, just if they can get around the track and qualify, they will be a lot stronger for next week's assignment. And No Mayhem comes up with some very good South Island form, as does Willis. Just the 12 races for Willis, but 50% winning strike rate. And we'll learn more about Willis and No Mayhem on their track debuts. Outside of that, Really Clever also in the 2. Also fresh up today. Has gone well fresh up before. Has had a month off, or close to a month off. And into box 2. Probably knows this track better than most. And we'll be looking to go a big race here off the 2. Fresh up, Jibber Jabber Jill, the other southerner. Now, he has been here. He's won twice. Thal Romeo. Deb Ellen's got Thal Romeo in this one, and Croissant in the next one. Red Crystal fresh up also for Bill Hodson. Returns for start 92. They lock away for the Racing Series Advance heat number 1. And this very promising Kiltune returns to the racetrack. First run since January. Start 25. Has trialled up okay. Bunny rolls for the 8, first heat, ready. And Racing took a fly to Kiltune, but just came into the 7 dog, Red Crystal. There goes Smash Allegro's going to set them up in front. Now Kiltune goes to 5th, getting through to 2nd now is Really Clever. Around the outside, Jibber Jabber Jill, the inside, that to Thal Romeo. Just in behind that now we go to there, Red Crystal. Kiltune just going past that. A couple back also, Willis looking to run on, and out the back is No Mayhem. Across the top, Smash Allegro travels well. 3 or 4 in front now of Really Clever. Also coming into the race now is Willis around the outside there, along with Jibber Jabber Jill. Up they come, Smash Allegro holds. We'll get there okay. Big run, Willis on the track. First look at the track, gets to 2nd ahead of Really Clever, and very close there for 4th. I think maybe Kiltune has qualified and got up and taken that 4th placing off Really Clever. That is close, and just in behind that, on crossing, rather, it was Really Clever up there, a bit handier. Thal Romeo not too far away, and also there, Red Crystal just up ahead of that, No Mayhem. Well, great finish, but it will be Smash Allegro. Did get that head start, and it got away. Really Clever's stuck on very well in that 2nd spot. Or should I say, Willis getting past that is stuck on well for the 3rd, and it was Kiltune getting up and qualifying for 4th over the 4, Jibber Jabber Jill, the one that I was looking for there at the finish, but it was a 1-3-2 finish. Big run by Willis. It'll be a much better dog. Very slow early, but picked his way through the field, Willis, and got through to take 2nd over the 2, Really Clever. And Kiltune will qualify. Gets up for that 3rd placing, 1-3-2 and 8. They've run 30-43. Run home 11-90. And we'll get the sectionals up very shortly as well. 1 1/4 by 3/4 by a half. And the sectional times not quite there with us. Here they are, 4:98 and 18:53 there, Michael. So there goes the running of the 8th. Smash Allegro did get that head start, gets the win, but Kiltune will qualify for the final.
Yeah, no joy for the favourite punters there, but Kiltune did get their knock early, then got back in the field, made ground well, will make the final. The next heat of the racing series is the very next race coming in from Wanganui. Great initiative they are. They just wrapped up one at Otago this week. It was a super series as well. We'll take a short break, come back on the other side and rejoin Craig Thompson at Alexandra Park.
American Ideal, sire of Besotted, Group 1 New Zealand record holder for 1,700 metres.
Adore Me, Helios still there, Besotted with a brilliant draw tonight, and he's used it to his full advantage. He's back, Besotted.
Democrat Party.
Democrat Party, 100 left to go. Cyclone Kate on the passing lane. Democrat Party and Cyclone Kate. And the Gotta Go Cullen Young Guns final, and it's Democrat Party. Cyclone Kate second.
American Ideal, standing at Woodland Stud.
For over 50 years, Livermol has been Australia's leading coat conditioner for weanlings, yearlings, show, stud, stock and racing animals. Its proven formula uses ingredients selected for their ability to improve coat and skin condition. And when your animals need to look their very best, add the ultimate layer of professionalism with our grooming range. Call 1-800-801-201 or visit iahp.com.au now and trust International Animal Health Products to deliver world-class results.
Welcome back to Alexandra Park. Prior to race number 5 tonight, Midwinter Christmas begins the 26th of June mobile pace. This one for the Class 2 and 3 paces. And we've got joint favourites here, Walk of Fame and God Forbid. God Forbid, outstanding and win in an amateur drivers race at Cambridge last Thursday night. 241.2. You wouldn't go much quicker around Cambridge. And this mare by Al Su, who got taken on a couple of times, not only won, pricked its ears at the line and was actually going away. So I've got her in my top 3, but I found one to beat her. And number 6, Walk of Fame. I thought she was very good last start. We'll talk about that very shortly. The horse on screens won its last 2 starts. Joe and Ed know better. Josh Dickey, this is what he had to say. Josh, Joe and Ed know better. I think I've had on the camera the last 2 times and she's got the job done twice. Hopefully we'll make it a hat trick tonight. And saying that, this is probably a little bit of a better field.
Yeah, it is really, but she's getting better and better. I was really impressed with her win 2 starts ago. She was given the leader 4 or 5 lengths and managed to pick it up. She tries really hard and she's very genuine. But as you say, there's a couple of handy ones drawn outside her, which probably helps me. But I think she'll go close again tonight.
Stable going really well at the moment in a super run by Paramount Dream in defeat in the last race. She must have lost 100 metres and finished about 3 lengths off them. And, of course, they took out race number 2 tonight with Better Think Quick. Beautifully bred by Better's Delight out of Rona Lorraine. She's going to be put aside now and she'll be brought back for a 3-year-old campaign. 2 starts, 2 wins. Look for her in the early part of next season. Zach Butcher drives one for Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett. This is what he had to say. Zach, you drive Flanger Tice in race number 5, barrier number 1. It's quite a nice field, but he's got a nice draw.
Yeah, barrier 1's definitely going to help, and sort of haven't known a lot about her, but seen a few of her runs, and she's an honest wee horse and always goes a good race, so if we can get a cosy run, that'll be her best chance.
He's obviously done his form. It's a he, not a she, but we'll let him off. He's had a pretty tough time, and he's got Jules on his mind at the moment. Flan Tice from the inside. Son of Julius Caesar, nice second last start behind God Forbid, and as I say, coming out of that 241 race, got a nice draw and does have gate speed here. And saying that, runners 6, 7 and 8, they can leave the gate as well. Let's get that result from Wanganui, race number 8, 1, 3, 2 and 8, 1, 3, 2 and 8. Wanganui Dogs, race number 8. How'd I line them up? I put Walk of Fame on top here. Money is coming for her. Her win last start, I reckon, was in a significantly strong field. Now, they rated 2-2 for the 1700. That's about a 156 mile. Her last half was 55.8, quarter in 27 seconds. Would never go much better to win tonight, Walk of Fame. She's one of those fillies that can follow a hot speed. I just wonder where tonight Tony might use the draw because he's got God Forbid outside it. If he can find the marker pegs before God Forbid and possibly trail her, I thought she could win tonight, 6 Walk of Fame. I put her on top in front of 8 God Forbid. Always races best in front. I'm sure that's where Joe Abernathy will be looking to go. So 8 God Forbid. 5 Joe and Ed Know Better is stepping up in class, but she's been racing super, and as Josh alluded to, she's getting better and better, runner number 5. And I put in 7 Double O Dino for Todd Mitchell. I thought had his chance last start behind the tracker. The only thing I would say is he hadn't raced for quite some time, so he may have needed that run. Mark them 6, 8, 5 and 7. 6, 8, 5 and 7. Aaron, similar numbers, 7, 8, 6 and 5. 7, 8, 6 and 5. Head-to-head Walk of Fame versus God Forbid here on race number 6 tonight. Aaron White, as I come to you, we're about 30 seconds out from race number 5. No doubting where God Forbid will be going, and that's straightforward.
Yeah, and that's why I went with Double O Dino. I think you'll see Todd use the gate speed tonight and try and get across and maybe be the trailer behind God Forbid if he can find that spot. I think it would be a good race in this early part of the run. the first 200 or 300 metres to see who can secure the trail behind, God forbid. But I'll go Double Odino. He'll be fitter for that nice fresh up second at Cambridge and behind the tracker. Put in some good races here through his last campaign. So he's on top over the 8 God forbid, 6 Walk of Fame and 5 Joe and Ed No Better. Good race. Alabar Arm to bring the runners to the dispatch. Midwinter Christmas begins 26th of June mobile. 26 June, 3 July, 10 July, 17th of July. Midwinter Christmas here at Alexandra Park. Bring your clients, colleagues, friends and family and indulge in the tantalising food. 09 63 111 65. Green light. And they're off. Walk of Fame's out fast. God forbid will come out strongly. So Walk of Fame's going to secure the trail behind God forbid. Double Odino taken back as Flanwire Tice will come through to be third on the stables corner. Then Idealistic, Joe and Ed No Better. They're followed by Clarius and Double Odino to be the last as they get around the stables bend. And God forbid where she likes to be. Bowling along in front. She's away by 2.5 Walk of Fame. Flanwire Tice, Zach Butcher third as they turn up into the back. Then Idealistic. Left out parked as they turn into the back. Joe and Ed No Better, Joshua Decky. Back in the field, Clarius. Double Odino the last. And the Midwinter Christmas begins 26th of June pace. And they work down to the lead time. And that will appear in 44.3. God Forbidden, Jay Abernathy away by 2. Walk of Fame and the Iceman, Tony Hurley with a lovely drag on the back of the favourite. They're followed by Flanwire Tice, Joe and Ed No Better. Inching forward up on the outside out park. Bringing Double Odino right into the contest. 1400 to go as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. Idealistic back on the inside. And Clarius now gets away from the markers and connects on to the back of Double Odino. They work off the showgrounds turn and work into the lane, and it's God forbid. Leading by a length and a quarter as Joe and Ed No Better gets up on the outside second and park. Walk of Fame trailing. Double Odino 1-1. Flanwire Tice 3 back on the inside. 33.7 was the opening quarter. Clarius Michael Blakemore on the outside of Idealistic and Dane Alexander the last pair. Stables corner their final time. And God forbid with 900 left to go. Leads by a length. Joe and Ed No Better. Walk of Fame in the trail and 1-1 Double Odino. Then Flanwire Tie still 3 back on the inside. And the last pairing still are Clarius around Idealistic. 31-5 the second quarter. God forbid she's had a very comfortable lead. She'll start to wind up the tempo now. By a length over Joe and Ed No Better. Walk of Fame under a nice rain in the trail as to Double Odino. 1-1 for the Wizard Todd Mitchell. Back over on the inside then to Flanwire Ties followed by Clarius and Idealistic. Off the back they come. 450 left to go. God forbid with Joe and Ed No Better right there to strike now. 27.9 the quarter down the back. Walk of Fame waiting the passing lane. Double Odino. He's got plenty to offer, about to come out of the 1-1. Here he comes now. Then Clarius and Flanwire Ties homeward bound. Joe and Ed No Better goes to God forbid. Double Odino. Walk of Fame up the passing lane. 120 left to go. Walk of Fame gets through on the inside. Double Odino out wider. Walk of Fame and Double Odino. They'll fight it out. Walk of Fame goes back to back. Walk of Fame, Double Odino, God forbid, Joe and Ed No Better. Then came Flanwire Ties, Clarius and Idealistic in 246.7. The final quarter 27.3 in the final half and 57. Walk of Fame, the Iceman, Tony Hurley. After a slick victory back here a couple of weeks ago. Charles Roberts, the owner, Better's Delight gets his third on the program tonight at the lovely drag behind God Forbid. Was really the place to be in the race, wasn't it? Trailing God Forbid, and it's proved that way. Through on the passing lane. Good run, Double Odino second. God Forbid third. And Joe and Ed No Better to make up the first 4 in the Midwinter Christmas begins 26th of June. Mobile pace.
Official placings, race 5. The Midwinter Christmas begins 26th of June, mobile pace. 678-514, 678-514. Horse 6, Walk of Fame, paced the 2200 metres in 2:46.77. Mile rate of 2:01.9. Last 857, 427.3. Margins 3/4 of a length, a half neck, a neck, 678, 514. Race 5, the Midwinter Christmas begins 26th of June, mobile pace.
Walk of Fame to come back at the head of the field. Better's Delight in Hollywood Bay, 3-year-old filly. Charles Roberts, the owner and breeder. Good to have Charles on track with us tonight too. And that's career win 4 at start 18. Tony Hurley, the trainer-driver out of Papakura. The Woodland Stud and Mitavite sponsored rangeman, the Mitavite Black Pike, back into the winner's circle here at Alexandra Park aboard Walk of Fame. Gordon Robertson down there, part of the victory celebrations, a steward here of the Auckland Trotting Club. 7 Double Odino, Mark 3 4-year-old Bay Gelding out of Toaster Cullen for D.N. Blackwell, Todd Mitchell the trainer-driver out of Tofoti, and 8 God Forbid El Sue Hurricane Dance, a brown 4-year-old mare raced by W.J.W. Anstis. Wayne Anstis trained at Cambridge, and J. Abernathy. Walk of Fame number 6, $2.70, $1.90, $2.70 and $1.90. 7 Double Odino, $2.30, $2.30, and 8 God Forbid No Third Dividend. The Quinella returns $10.50, $10.50, Trifecta $27.50, $27.50, and the first 4 $87.80, $87.80. 3 and 6 in the double returns $16.90, $16.90, concession 3 and 7 at $9.70, $9.70. And the yearly quaddy 8, 4, 3 and 6, $1,322.20, $1,322.20.
Start might be the difference. 90 seconds out from the start in race 7. Race 8, of course, starts the quaddie tonight, the 11-race program, the Royal Garden favourite to win that. There are a couple of good chances on the back row, though, Pommy Roy and Espresso Martini, when we get into a better class of trot tonight. And a good race, race number 10 with Tintinara, Clive, Vice Consul resuming. Should be a terrific race, race number 8. Let's get up to you, Mark Mack, and just hearing through from Fiona Stewart at Ashburton, the colours, the yellow tour leaders colours, if you like, for Dalton Bromack. They will still be presented to the Connections, because when they closed last Sunday, he was number 1.
I knew Fifi you'd know.
Yeah, and I think that's appropriate too, as devastating as tonight is. And I've just spoken to Brendan Hill. He's taken it on the chin. He said, at least we've still got a horse. He's a lovely horse to have around. He'll have a nice break now, and we'll build towards setting him for New Zealand Cup time, whether it's the Cup or the Junior Free-for-All. I'm not really thinking that far ahead, and that shows the measure of the man too, I think. So we wish him all the best with his very, very good horse.
Yeah, we do indeed, and I guess they'll have the colours. If he comes out and wins a cup in years to come, it'll be a story to tell the kids and the grandkids that won the Jules colours, but we never actually got there. So hopefully there's some good to come for the connections of Dalton Bromack, because he's too good to happen what happened to him tonight and not bounce back to the horse that we've seen. Senla Sue for me, 291.60. Art Exhibit in for second. For the others, don't mind the 2, she's got it. I thought I'd go a cheeky race off the front. And the 6 Carrick Menon, because of its very good sand start manners. First 4, $26,500. They've been hard to come by the last 2 races. Lucky Luciano at $25, rolling home to a debut victory in the previous. Thus giving us the $13,000 jackpot and 26,653, sitting in the first 4. Little Tess about to come round. She's got it to line up. Art Exhibit, Expressive Victor, Highland Rain, Goshawk's another noted stand start flyer, as is the horse drawn alongside it, and Carrick Menon. They're both off the 10. Millwood Pink Lady and Senla Sue. Close to a start. Racing. And Little Tess galloped out, smashed into Carrick Menon, who smashed into Goshawk. And there's 3 of them out of play. Highland Rain got tangled up in behind them. So we're down to what? 2, 4, 6. That's about it. Millwood Pink Lady off the 10 metres is going to find the top over She's Got It. Expressive Victor's running second. Lottie Franco third from Art Exhibit, and Sandler Sue on the plus side if you're a favourite putter. They managed to avoid that tingle at the start. Highland Rain's 12 lengths away. About 5 to Carrick Menon and Goshawk, and 4 lengths away last Little Tess, who just veered sideways at the start and crashed into the 2 best stand start exponents in the race in Carrick Menon and Goshawk. So that threw the pre-race form up into the air. Millwood Pink Lady leads by 2. Second, She's Got It, and 2 away third, Expressive Victor. Fourth is Lottie Franco. 2 Senla Sue, 2 lengths Art Exhibit, and 2 lengths to Highland Rain. And some 10 lengths to Carrick Menon and Goshawk, and a further 10 to Little Tess. Short of a lap and a half to go, and it's Millwood Pink Lady and Dexter Dunn. Out by 2.5 lengths over She's Got It, running second, and third Expressive Victor. Fourth, Lottie Franco, 2 away fifth, Senla Sue from Art Exhibit. And then came Highland Rain as they single file it off the back. 4 to Carrick Menon, 1.5 Goshawk, and 15 lengths to Little Tess, who's last. Here at the home turn, 1,500 to go. And Millwood Pink Lady just wanting to lug up the track a little bit, leads a length and a half, straightened up, back down to the pegs. And with the lead time in 1:20.4. And leads over She's Got It and Expressive Victor. The big change over Philly in third spot. Lottie Franco's on her back from Sandler Sue, Art Exhibit. And then Highland Rain, Carrick Menon and Goshawk have tacked on, and Little Tess has tailed out of it. Millwood Pink Lady down to the winning post leads the way. The margin is 2 lengths. Second as She's Got It, and Expressive Victor's a further 2 lengths away third. Fourth, Lottie Franco from Sandler Sue, Art Exhibit. Jimmy Curtin comes away from the inside. He's trying to work Ricky Allfield out in front of him with Sandler Sue at the moment. Ricky staying in. Highland Rain third last of the pack in front of Carrick Menon and Goshawk, and tailed off as Little Tess. First quarter 31. Millwood Pink Lady still striding freely in the lead, leads by 2 over She's Got It. 2 away third, Expressive Victor. Lottie Franco comes away from the pegs. Sandler Sue is 4 back the inside of Art Exhibit from Highland Rain. 2 to Carrick Menon and 2 lengths to Goshawk. Millwood Pink Lady with about 600 metres to go. Leads by 2 lengths on the trailing She's Got It. 1 away third, Lottie Franco from Expressive Victor, Art Exhibit, Sandler Sue and Highland Rain. Second quarter 31.2, 62.2 for the half. Dexter's tried a DD special here by winning it from the 8 to the 4 with Millwood Pink Lady. She leads a length and a half on She's Got It, leaving the trail. Lottie Franco third from Expressive Victor. Then came Art Exhibit and Highland Rain. Third quarter 28.4, and the leader is Millwood Pink Lady. A length on She's Got It. Expressive Victor, Terror to Love colours on the Terror to Love lane. She's Got It made the lead. Expressive Victor on the inside from Millwood Pink Lady. The leader is She's Got It. Expressive Victor coming. She's Got It just in front, and She's Got It did. She's Got It a nose, Expressive Victor. Millwood Pink Lady third. Lottie Franco fourth. Then Art Exhibit. Next in is Sandler Sue from Highland Rain. Carrick Menon, last of the pack, in fact. Last to finish is Goshawk, and pulled up Little Tess. Close finish, 2 She's Got It. 13.10 and 2.80. Over 3 Expressive Victor at 2.50. And 10 Millwood Pink Lady at $3. Won't be a whole lot in it.
Lottie Franco will run fourth for first four players, despite having sires on her side, Expressive Victor. They've run home in 28, 158.6 for the last mile, and She's Got It is going to get Mark Gallagher's call by a pretty narrow margin, it would appear. Millwood Pink Lady third, Lottie Franco fourth, after a drama-packed start to race number 7, Gregory.
Yeah, it certainly was, and Son Lasue almost copped it again at the start. Carrick Manning, Goshawk, they all got caught up, as did Highland Rain, but let's concentrate on a very narrow victory here for She's Got It, win 12 for the season. The young Matt Purvis, he's certainly driven well, hasn't he? And RJ Dunn, very narrow margin here over Expressive Victor, looked fantastic in the birdcage. That's 86 if indeed it has one, which it appears on this shot that is the case. Right on the post she gets there. She's Got It, the mare by Better's Delight, out of Putting on the Glitz, raced by the Grassy Meadows Farm Limited, win 4 at start 52. Just awaiting confirmation from the judge. Millwood Pink Lady gave you a great sight in front, and if you're not 100% Terry, as we know, on the couch, I'm sure you may have got up there a little bit as they turn for home. Gets the Met multiplier too here. She's Got It as we get the judges' call.
She's Got It. Second, 3, Expressive Victor. And third, 10, Millwood Pink Lady. Fourth has gone to 5, Lottie Franco. From 4, Art Exhibit. And 9, Sands.
She's Got It takes out the 7th on the card. Gee, it was a close finish, and Mark Mack, great calling to pick it because it was a lot closer than it looked second time round. It must have been a nose. She's Got It, $13.10 and $2.80 for number 2. Beats 3, Expressive Victor, $2.50. And number 10, Millwood Pink Lady, pays $3. The Cornella's $45.40. The Trifecta, $1,331.60. And the first 4 with that big start, 2, 3, 10, 5. The favourites out of the money, $11,091.40. So the jackpot's helping out a stack there. Gee, I'm looking at that photo. Man, it was close. Whew. $189 is the double, $44.10 the concession, and the treble, 6, 13 and 2, $2,891. Pick 6, 2 legs, 2 very tough results. $758 units, chasing $65,000. Heading back to Darryl for the 9th on the card, the second heat of the racing and series. And Darryl, Kissing Gwyneth, outstanding in a very strong field last start. I've always been a Robbie fan, but I was nothing but disappointed by his performance at Forbury Park on Tuesday. So he's going to need to improve on that. Is Robbie, as good a trainer as Ray Adcock is, he hasn't had a lot of time to turn him around.
You did right too, Michael, and Ray Adcock, of course, happy with the run of Willis. It's had a good run in that first heat, but here, Robbie, the one thing I can say about Robbie, probably nearly never really runs the 2 bad races in a row, so hopefully he can bounce back. He has been to hat-trick, he has won here, he's even broken the 30 barrier, 29.99, so he's got a good chance here, Robbie, and Ray Adcock will be quite happy with the run of Willis, and a good chance here to get the dog in the green rug into the final as well. I do have Robbie in for second. I've gone for the other southerner here, No Mention. Now, No Mention, no luck for Gary Cleve with No Mayhem, but here with No Mention, the 5, having its first look at the track, but I've got a bit of time for this dog, and if he can just get all favours and at least qualify, I've got him in for first. Just that sort of race where he may just get the better of the 2 or 3 on the inside of him, or even get a saloon passage through if he can get around that first corner. I think he's strong enough to be right in this. Out wide, Kissing Gwyneth, as Michael pointed out, has been very consistent and has been pretty much one of the great CD performers out there in box 8. She's had box 8 twice for 2 placings. She hasn't even missed a check from the outside, 2 traps at all, Kissing Gwyneth, and I do like her very much, and I think she's a big chance and deserves to qualify. And off the inside, Defino gets to see box 1. Check the mail, and Opawa Shaden are all class 4s coming into this, but you never know what's going to happen on that first corner. And Deb Edlin also looking for a bit of luck here with Croissant. No luck there with Thao Romeo in heat number 1. Locking away now for heat number 2 for the racing series. Favourite here is now Robbie at $3.20, $3.50, looking to pick up his second win on the track. Bunny rolls for heat number 2, ready. And racing into stepping well centre track here is No Mention along there with Check the Mail, and now here comes Kissing Gwyneth around the outside trying to cross over but can't get across the 2. Check the Mail goes through to the lead. Check the Mail there now from a Kissing Gwyneth just in behind. Here we go to Speed Legends, nice and close. The outside of that to Opawa Shade, and also 2 or 3 back here to No Mention's got a bit of work to do. Robbie also back there making ground to Fino, and one dropping off here. Quasana, they run down the side. Check the Mail travels well. 2 or 3 in front here now of Kissing Gwyneth, and out wide of Speed Legend, but up they come. Check the Mail will get their Speed Legend into second. Then we go to Kissing Gwyneth to Fino. We'll get through to 4th and qualify. Then we go to Opawa Shade, and No Mention never got into it. Robbie also never got into it. And the one that dropped off was Croissant. Well, there's a bit of squeezing going into that corner, and Check the Mail just got the saloon passage through. Went a nice race in a straight class 4 here last week and got the charm run through, got the break on them. And Check the Mail races away to pick up heat number 2. Good result here for Lisa Ahern. Speed Legion's got very handy. Big run into second. And Kissing Gwyneth will qualify, and so will Tofino. So Lisa Ahern picking out 3 qualifiers for the finals. You have a look at that head on. No Mention jumped out okay there with Robbie, but they struggled to get across. Kissing Gwyneth coming right across, but just couldn't get over and cross the 2. Check the Mail, who held the rail well, pushed up hard. Better get this time out, 30.41, so they've gone slightly quicker in heat number 1, not much in it though. 11.58 the run home, and just awaiting for the sectionals here. 4 lengths by 1 1/4, 4 3/4. 30.41, big win here for Check the Mail. There's the sectionals 5, 10 and 18.83. And well done to the Jackson-Rendell combination. Lisa Ahern gets 3 qualifiers through here, Michael. And Check the Mail will get there from Speed Legion. A great run. Bill Hodgson will be here next week in the final as well. Race number 10, we'll have you back there for that 8.48. Looking forward to that too, the Class 2 distance.
So far, the Lisa Ahern show for the Racing Advanced Series with 3 qualifiers for the final. Those box draws to be crucial, though. Heading back to Alexandra Park, where Craig is standing by. Best race of the night, Craig, and good to see Better Dream back. He's been away from the track for a long time, new trainers, but 4th in the New Zealand Derby to Gold Race and Terror to Love all those years ago.
It is, Michael, and what I can tell you, I watched him work not last weekend but the weekend before with Start Dreaming and Sky Major. Now he got beaten ahead there, ran home at 54.4 off the front. He's not far away. He may need a run or 2, Michael, but if things work out for him tonight, I thought he was a winning chance, and I actually put him on top because I think an 80% Better Dream is better than most of these. The horse that I am worried about is a horse off the front in Kippenberger, because I think he's got the best standing start manners. Ideal Flyby's never been from a stand. Armbrow Courage is usually a little bit slow away. I thought Josh Dickey may send this horse tonight, and if it found the front, the horse is off 30 metres, may well struggle. Let's talk to Josh and see what he has to say. Josh, you drive Kippenberger tonight. He's been racing super. Last start, was he a shade disappointing, or was it a case of having maybe 2 runs in 3 days?
Yeah, look, he had a few hard runs in quite a short amount of time. And saying that, it was still a good run because I've moved around, and even though I managed to slip into the 1-1, he still had to do a bit of work. I've had to come out earlier than what I wanted to, and he's still stuck on and run 3rd on a pretty dead track, and we're pretty pleased with his run. As you say, he's very consistent. There's only a couple off the front which will help him, and those horses off 30 metres, they've had a big break, some of those horses, and if you manage to step away and lob the lead, and you never know what can happen, but I think you've got to have him. Is it a case because he's got very good manners and those back markers are off 30? I've always thought he's been best placed when he's off this on the speed. Is that how he feels? Yeah, definitely. Those runs where he's actually lobbed outside the leader, he's been able to keep grinding, and I think that's sort of the case tonight. And if we can work to the front, I think he'd be pretty hard to catch. Burger, option 520, that driver challenge still open. Brett Mangos 180. Any other driver 280, and Zach Butcher at $6.50. Mark Cookson's drawn me trackside at Alexandra Park. Mark,
Nice field this. Back markers off 30 metres, the likes of Better Dream and Delight Brigade. And we've just heard Josh's thoughts on Kippenberger. Just your background in harness racing. I just said you off camera, do you look at these horses on a weekly basis and, put in a little bit of study?
Yeah, you really have to do a lot of the study and the book work, and going to the workouts is another thing that I have started to do quite recently, obviously in the past year or so, since coming towards the Thursday Night and Delights initiative that we're doing, and we're getting a lot of traction behind that, and obviously I'm learning a wee bit from you as well to look through the book. But obviously, the SWOT is, the key, and I'm learning more and more each day.
You have a preference, the gallops or the harness?
Well, pretty much more towards the gallops, but obviously since I've been steered towards harness racing, it's quite a different beast.
It is, mate. Jules, tonight we're going to see Mum's Pride going around in our feature trot tonight. James Stormont, a little bit of a red light tonight, saying, listen, the horse has had a little bit of a cough going into tonight. Like to see him step away, get a nice economical trip. We've seen him run 6 in a row cup. If the real one turned up tonight, even off 50 metres, he'd probably be too good for them.
That's right, and even with a cough, Mum's Pride, getting away is probably the only key there. Even Mum's Pride with a cough will be able to beat those horses in that field in that third leg of the quad.
I'm going to talk to you a little bit later on in the program. We're going to have a chance to go through the last 3 races here at Alexandra Park. We'll get a tip for you for the last 3. You're on track here next Friday night. Are you a regular race goer when you're not working?
Well, it's been actually quite hard to get out to the track as of late, but since we've moved to Auckland, there's been quite a lot more opportunities. Obviously in Wellington, there's not a lot in terms of harness racing down there, and the gallops you have to go up to Upper Hutt. Here in Auckland, luckily we have Ellerslie and Alexandra Park here in Green Lane, so it is a chance to get out here a wee bit more. It's not too far of a drive really from my house in Ellerslie to come out here to the park.
Mate, nice for your thoughts tonight. We'll talk to you very shortly on the last 3 races of the quaddie. Just quickly through that quaddie, it's getting up and around $30,000 at the moment. Leg 2 tonight, Mum's Pride. If you're not going to anchor it, look around the likes of Sir George Grey, Katie Hall, Djokovic and Hot Chocolate Tart. If you want to take a saver outside the favourite, look at those 4 runners. If a horse like Djokovic found the front, it would make it very hard for Mum's Pride off 50 metres to win. I thought the third leg of the quaddie tonight, very keen on 2.5 Tigers. Last start ran him at 55.9, or 2 starts ago. Last start was a 26.9 quarter. It's been running on its last 2 starts now. Brett Mangos takes the drive. It's drawn to the second row. I thought it's a winning chance, along with Miss Daisy, who worked well last week, and Majestic John. Those 3 in that leg. And then the last, I know See the Ballerina will be a short price favourite, but very keen on Shards Phoenix, the way it worked last Saturday at Pukekohe. And Brett Mangos picks up the drive from barrier number 1. Aaron, why does it come to you? Quaddie getting up over $30,000 for race number 6. You're with the back marker here in Delight Brigade.
Yeah, I thought his fresh up run was very good at Cambridge. That was off a 45-metre back mark. He does have to take on better quality here. He's only from 30 behind, but his record here at Alexandra Park's good. He's won the 8 races and been a further 12 placed here at Alexandra Park in his 38 attempts. Todd Mitchell for Andrew and Lynn Neal, so he's on top. Another of the progeny of Better's Delight. They're gunning for 4 on the program tonight. 7 Rock and Ruby, very good here on our Sunday program, the 3rd of May. 5 Randallstown, he's back in form. He's a definite threat to these at $14 and $3.80. It was a good win down at Cambridge back on the 14th of May. And 4 Ideal Flyby resumed with a nice victory here. That was a couple of weeks ago. David Butcher to do the driving. Midwinter Christmas at Alex Park, 09 63 111 65 handicap pace. Starter Frank Phelan calls the contestants up to the respective barrier strands, and the barrier strands release their off. Ideal Flyby, she's muffed the start, she'll head back to last. Better Dreams made a great beginning from his back mark, as to Delight Brigade. They'll both get past Sweetheart in the early charge. Off to the lead goes Kippenberger as they work off the back and sweep across the showgrounds turn. Now off stride Ambro Courage in second, so that's been taken up the track there by Anna. Getting through underneath that was Max Creation. Rock and Ruby will settle down in third, followed by Randallstown. Followed then by A Better Dream, a length and a half to Light Brigade and Sweetheart. Ambro Courage settles back down, but is a good half a dozen lengths off the back of Sweetheart, and after blowing the start, Ideal Fly by the last. Through the lane they come, and Kippenberger with a wing on every hoof away by 4. Joshua Dickey from Max Creation in second. They're followed by Rock and Ruby, 2 circuits left to go. Then Randallstown, 3 or 4 lengths away to Better Dream. Followed by Delight Brigade as they work the stables corner. Then came Sweetheart. 4 lengths away in the field then was Ambro Courage, and a long margin away Ideal Flyby after blowing the start. 1800 to go. Midwinter Christmas at Alex Park, 09, 63, 11165 handicap pace, and Kippenberger into the back. Leads by a length and a half Max Creation as they run along an Indian file. They're followed by Rock and Ruby third. Then came Randallstown, Better Dream, Delight Brigade, lead time 126.2, so just a gentle tempo. Back in the field then, on the back of Delight Brigade as they turn off the back straight was Sweetheart. Back on the inside, Ambro Courage, and a margin off to Ideal Flyby. They sweep across the showgrounds turn, and Kippenberger leads. Here's Rock and Ruby, been asked to stride out after this leader now as they work around the showgrounds turn and work into the lane, and she'll take over. Rock and Ruby over Kippenberger, Max Creation. Randallstown now to left park, giving Delight Brigade beautiful 1-1 cover. Back on the inside then to A Better Dream. Sweetheart on the back of Delight Brigade. Underneath that was Ambro Courage, and a margin away Ideal Flyby 31 the opening quarter. Midwinter Christmas at Alex Park, 0963 11165 onto the stables corner, and Rock and Ruby a length and a half Kippenberger. Randallstown getting closer up on the outside park. Max Creation 3 back on the inside for Jack McKinnon. Right in the Hunters, Delight Brigade 1-1. They're followed by Better Dream back on the inside for the Iceman. To its outside is Sweetheart and Scotty Phelan, and then Ambro Courage 32-1 the second quarter. Rock and Ruby through the back the final time. Leads by a length, getting to its wheel is Randallstown, and Kippenberger trailing 1-1 Delight Brigade. Oh, the Wizard's got plenty of horse in front of him as they get to the end of the back straight. Max Creation on the inside, then Sweetheart, Better Dream, Ambro Courage, Rock and Ruby off the back a length. Over Randallstown, Kippenberger waiting the passing lane. Delight Brigade's about to be stoked up. Here he comes out of the 1-1. Max Creation, Better Dream, Sweetheart, the quarter down the back, 29-7. Rock and Ruby for home. Randallstown, Kippenberger passing lane, Delight Brigade 2 lengths off. Rock and Ruby as they flatten out for the run home. Better Dream's making up good ground. Rock and Ruby, Kippenberger. Better Dream dives down onto the passing lane here. Kippenberger goes to Rock and Ruby. Kippenberger gets the win. Well-deserved victory too over Rock and Ruby. Nice run, Better Dream. He'll get third in front of Randallstown, then Sweetheart. Delight Brigade every chance. Ambro Courage further back in the field. Max Creation. Ideal Flyby to be the last in 3:27. 27.9, 57.6 was the final half. Kippenberger, runner-up in the North Island Country Cups Championship. The form's been pretty good since that run, and took the early lead, then took the trail. Joshua and John, they get a winning double on the program tonight. McArdle, Gelding, Rock and Ruby. Big run, Better Dream. Place him down in the black book after his long layoff. That's been a good run by him. And Randallstown will run fourth in the Midwinter Christmas at Alex Park, 0963 11165 handicap pace.
Official placings, race 6, the Midwinter Christmas at Alex Park, phone 0963 11165 handicap pace. 279568, 279568. Horse 2, Kippenberger, pace the 2700 metres from a stand, and a net in a time of 3:27.04. It's a mile rate of 23.4. Last 800, 57.6, and the 400, 27.9. The margin's one length, a half length. 279568, race 6, the Midwinter Christmas at Alex Park, handicap pace.
Well-deserved victory for Kippenberger. He gets the fanfare, a performance incentive bonus here to his connections, Basil Blackwell and G.E. Neems. Congratulations to you. Win 8 at start 68. Winning training double for John and Joshua Dickey. Winning driving double for Josh as he comes back at the head of the field. Roger Barnes down there, part of the victory celebrations after Kippenberger's success. A McArdle 6-year-old bay gelding out of L'Escalier, bred by Winky Foley and Peter Smith. Peter, one of our board of directors here at the Auckland Trotting Club, along with Studhome Bloodstock Limited. 7 Rock and Ruby Mark 3, Doug's Choice Bay 4-year-old mare, raced by LD and Mrs. B.M. Pettifer, Brent Mangos, the trainer driver out of Pukekohe. And 9 Better Dream, Better's Delight Brown, 7-year-old Entire out of Dream Offer for KF Harley. Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett, trained at Waiuku, Tony Hurley. Kippenberger 661.90, 661.90. 7 Rock and Ruby $1.50, $1.50. 9 Better Dream $1.90, $1.90. Quinella $6.30, $6.30. Trifecta $86.90, $86.90. First 4 $509.30, $509.30. And the middle treble 3, 6 and 2, $360.60, $360.60.
Trained a winner in New Zealand until earlier this evening. He's got No Potato off the front here, who went so close last time at Oamaru. So, yeah, maybe he'll grab a double after Lara won earlier on in the program. And then you get to Vice Consul, probably Tintinara, maybe Clive as well in the last. They're all tipping Stun and Dude. So there's a way you might want to get involved in terms of the quaddie tonight. Stevie Golding wearing the 9 in this one. And that, of course, is the Gregan Nina Hope trained runner. And Franco Salisbury, winner at Forbury Park. Pretty good effort for third last time. And behind the Royal Garden in that Australasian Young Drivers Series race. Now, Stevie's grandfather, Kevin Radburn, I think his name is. It's Kevin anyway. He's sitting in the mobile gate for this, Mark Mack, so he'll get to see his grandson up close and personal, if you like. That's him, to the right of Peter Lamb, who's obviously feeling a little bit jaded this evening, isn't he?
Poor old Kev, I thought he was a nice man.
Yeah.
Maybe he's boring, poor old Pete.
Oh,
83 Kev is, and you're right, Grandad Kev they call him.
Yep, Grandad Kev, and he'll be loving this. His grandson's doing a great job too, isn't he?
He is indeed, and Stevie drawn outside the arm, so we get a nice view of Stevie's on the right side to see him up close, and there is Franco Salisbury on screen at the moment. So, yeah, Grandad Kev, apparently that's what Grandad Kev's simply known as. And he's going to get a good, I guess it'll be a perfect result if Franco Salisbury can win the race. Watch the start up close with Stevie, and then get in the presentation area afterwards. I think Pomeroy's massive money here. I did go the 8 because it slayed them, the Royal Garden, but $18 and $4 for Pomeroy. Ooh, that's nice on a cold night. Whistle's gone. Firefighting Pacific, mobile pace, scratching number 4, Benito. These runners are about to make their way up to the gate. White cap Sam Mockley on It's All Over now. Gold cap Matthew Williamson with Bird of Paradise. John Dunn white cap on the Royal Garden. Red cap Rosshausen with Ruffo.
One, Stevie. 8.
Rigadoon, Coyote, Pomeroy, Espresso Martini and Ruffo make up the back row. Field of 8s. Franco Salisbury, the Royal Garden comes forward. Betty Go Lightly will enjoy this return to the mobile tonight. She's at 28 and 5. There's got a whole lot of gate speed inside of her. Bird of Paradise, Corroboree. It's All Over now, Cimarron leading the way. For race number 8 at Addington, quaddie leg 1. The quaddie begins. Leading the way, Cimarron down near the inside with some gate speed. Corroboree going forward and Betty Go Lightly just going to dive over and tuck in behind them. Out wide, Franco Salisbury, followed next then by Coyote. Rigadoon's on the inside from It's All Over now. Ruffo's a hopping and a skipping out 3 wide at the first turn. As it went by the stablemate, the Royal Garden. With 3 wide itself, Pomeroy went through in the running line ahead of it. Espresso Martini second last, and last of all is Bird of Paradise, and back into a pace Ruffo, but it remains wide. Turning to the back, and Franco Salisbury with the 9-ons going to work to the lead from Corroboree. A length and a half away third, Cimarron. Betty Go Lightly is parked 4th. 4 back the inside leading the way, and Ruffo 3 wide by Coyote. Next to the pegs, Rigadoon, and a length away as It's All Over now. Then the stablemates Pomeroy and Espresso Martini. And that pair are trailed by the favourite, the Royal Garden. Last of all is Bird of Paradise. Up about midfield, Corroboree's just started to give some ground. Might have gone a little bit roughly as it starts to pick the bit up again. Went back to third last though. Franco Salisbury leads, margin 2 on Ruffo, who's had an eventful first 3 quarters of a lap. Hopped and skipped at the bell, went around 3 wide, then landed the trail. Betty Go Lightly is parked and Eckaway third. Cimarron 3 back the inside from Coyote, then leading the way. And the running line is It's All Over now from Pomeroy, Rigadoon. Then Espresso Martini around Corroboree. A length and a half the Royal Garden, and last is Bird of Paradise. Lead time 1:16 in Franco Salisbury and Stevie Golding. Looking for a double tonight, Stevie, but company's coming. Pomeroy and Espresso Martini off 3 wide, the first 2 on that 3 wide line. Ruffo the leaders back from Betty Go Lightly. Out there 3 wide, the Royal Garden. Follows up on the back of Espresso Martini from Cimarron. Then Bird of Paradise. Coyote's in between horses, and down next to the pegs is leading the way. Well back then is It's All Over now from Rigadoon, and about 4 lengths to Corroboree, who went for a further gallop at the bell. 31.4 for the first quarter. Into the back goes Franco Salisbury, leading by a length and a half. Second spot, the Royal Garden slides up to the breeze now, and Ruffo the trail third. 3 wide Bird of Paradise around the outside of Espresso Martini, who's between runners. Cimarron 3 back the pegs, and It's All Over now 3 wide and 1 back. Then Pomeroy leading the way. Coyote, Betty Go Lightly, Rigadoon and Corroboree. Second quarter, 30.3, 61.7 for the half. 500 to go, and Franco Salisbury leads the Royal Garden by a length and a half. Ruffo waits on the terror to love at Pineley Farm passing lane. 3 wide Bird of Paradise. They were followed then by Espresso Martini from Cimarron, and next to turn for home, It's All Over now. Franco Salisbury kicking strongly, went the third in 29.3 and leads in by 2 lengths on the Royal Garden. Next to the inside, Ruffo, and then came Bird of Paradise. Franco Salisbury lugs up the track, but he's in front. On the inside, the Royal Garden. Franco Salisbury still in front. The Royal Garden's a neck away. It's still Franco Salisbury. It dived the Royal Garden, and Mark Gallagher won't split them. Franco Salisbury or the Royal Garden in a dead heat for mine. Pomeroy's charge time to be there for third, with Cimarron from leading the way. Then Espresso Martini. Next in Bird of Paradise from Rigadoon. Ruffo, It's All Over now. Corroboree, Betty Go Lightly and Coyote. Previous one was close, but this one is really close. Maybe the Royal Garden at $2 and $1.40, 28.5 the last quarter, 159.5 for the last mile. Franco Salisbury kicking, Grandad Kev cheering. The Royal Garden drives. Ooh, probably the Royal Garden.
Al's on the phone. 8 will get it. The Royal Gardens, $2.140. Favourite wins. Pomeroy's charged home to run third and is going to pay $4.20. The winner at $2.140. 9 Franco Salisbury, $4.50, and Pomeroy getting that third prize. Wanted to lug up under pressure, Franco Salisbury. The Royal Gardens switched back to the inside, and the favourite has got there by the, I was going to say the flap on the nose flapper, but that's the stablemate Raffo. It's one narrowly anyway, Greg.
Yes, very narrowly. Look at this, right on the post, coming back, Franco Salisbury, but there it is, a clear margin to the Royal Garden, who goes back-to-back, 3 from 7 now. Very game, Franco Salisbury.
The Royal Garden. Second, 9, Franco Salisbury. And third, 12, Pomeroy. Fourth has gone to 2, Cimarron. From 1 leading the way, and 6 Bird of Paradise. 8, 9, 12, 2, 1, 6. The margins half ahead, 1.5 lengths, 3/4 of a length, 1 1/4 lengths. Winner's time was 3:15.6, a mile rate of 2:01. The last 857.4, last 428.3.
Back-to-back wins for Team Dunn there. Of course, Robert is the trainer, but basically he trains in partnership with John, who does so much of the work with the horses. 2 wins back-to-back, both nose decisions. And the Royal Garden had to be good to get there because he was under pressure at the top of the straight. Next up, it's the Stayers at Wanganui. Don't mind a good staying dog. Race 7:55 in front of them. Darryl, as we head back to you, favourites the 1, just over the 6. Who do you like over the long trip?
Yes, I do like the one here, Michael. Extreme Twist off the inside. I thought the run here 2 starts ago behind Shandell was a solid performance. It found the lead, went back to second, dived back to the lead again, and then run down in the last part of the race. Had box 8 on that occasion from box 1 today. Could go forward and get that easy, economical run today, Extreme Twist. Corborn Bright and Magic Emily will probably show all the early speed. Possibly Corborn Miami on that last start performance too on the Friday. But Corborn... should I say Extreme Twist, I think can get out, get into the race, get very handy. And on that performance 2 starts ago, I've gone for the 1, Extreme Twist. Over the 2, Corborn Bright, no doubt, will be one of the pacemakers in the race. If it doesn't get to the lead, it'll probably get the next best run in behind either Magic Emily, maybe Corborn Miami also to go forward on that last Friday's performance over the 645. So Extreme Twist, Corborn Bright. I think the action will come off the inside. Good money for Corborn Bright, $4.80, $5.50 at this stage on the tote. So 1, 2, 5 and 3 for me. Corborn Miami looked very strong at the end of that race over 645 here last Friday. And Bedlam Bridge have also put in Bedlam Bridge, another one that has been running some fair races too over that 600 metre journey at the Manawatu, and also here at Hattrick last week, finishing second and behind Corborn Miami. Got a little bit held up, but did a great job working his way through the field. And you just sort of get the impression maybe the inside dogs will get a better run early. Bedlam Bridge had box 4 on that occasion. Plenty of money coming in for Zipping Rory. The 6 now at $4 has moved out now to $4 with the bookmakers, $3.40. And now goes back into favourite on the tote, $3.30 and $2.30, an eye-catching run at the Manawatu 2 weeks ago. And obviously with the tremendous distance form coming in from Australia, and that first up performance in the country was an eye-catching performance. And plenty of support here for the 6, Angela Turnwald. She's got 4 in the race. Her other chance is Zipping Joe out there in box 8. Another one that has been lining up over the 600 metre distances. Nothing there to really jump for joy over with the 8 to Zipping Joe, but out there in box 8. There's a 4 race winner from box 8, so that draw has been kind, but we'll probably need to get right into the race early here, Zipping Joe. The other one here for Craig Roberts is Lagoon Mai Tai. And Lagoon Mai Tai, of course, picked up that winner Addington just last week. That was over the 645, a strong performance. And another one having its first look at the track. Probably the only question mark, the knowledge of the track, but that win had plenty of merit. And Magic Emily, who could be our pacemaker in the race, she should be a highly top contender here to get to the front for the Hart Taylor team. And we'll be looking to run them ragged early as they lock away for the Keenan Concrete for the Class 2 distance. 755 metres ahead of them. Bunny on its way, joint favourite, Extreme Twist favourite now, ready. And racing and stepping out nicely the inside. Corborn Bright's going to beat that Corborn Miami for the lead, and out wide now trying to get around them is Zipping Joe. The rail opens up for Extreme Twist, is nice and handy just in between runners, or just as Lagoon Mai Tai just up ahead of that, or just in behind we go to Bedlam Bridge. The two at the back of the field are Magic Emily's got back, and also there's Zipping Rory. They charge out of the straighter. Corborn Bright away in the lead, gets away by about 4 or 5 on Corborn Miami, trying to chase it down just in behind Extreme Twist. Not far away Lagoon Mai Tai, the outside to Bedlam Bridge, also Zipping Joe there with Magic Emily, and just in behind here we go to Zipping Rory. They still got to get to Corborn Bright. He's just in front, but here comes Corborn Miami around the outside, and Extreme Twist is also closing off. Will they come to the line? Corborn Miami will get there okay, very close here for second. Could even be a Craig Roberts. Quinella flying on the outside was Lagoon Mai Tai, not too far away Extreme Twist. Right there was Corborn Bright. That is very close here for the placings just in behind for that third place. Then we go back here to Bedlam Bridge, and also back there on crossing Zipping Rory, Zipping Joe and Magic Emily. Looked very strong at the end of his race last week. Corborn Miami was always chasing Corborn Bright. Just that last 50 metres got the better of Corborn Bright. Corborn Miami got it at the top of the straight, and it comes away. I think Lagoon Mai Tai is going to get up and run second, and that third place is desperately close, and there's nothing in that. Maybe the 2 has done enough to hang on. It has, so Corborn Bright will just grab that third placing, but Corborn Miami, it will be a Roberts Quinella, I did say a Craig Roberts, a Roberts Quinella Matt getting the win there with Corborn Miami. Lagoon Mai Tai into second, ahead of the 2 and 1:45.16 is the time. A length and a half, a neck, a nose, and just waiting for the sectionals to come up. 17:58, 32, 35, and the run home is 12:81. Corborn Miami, big winner here over 645 metres here last week, and did all the chasing on Corborn Bright, picked her up at the top of the straight, and it comes away to get the win for Matt Roberts. Good run by Lagoon Mai Tai into second, a big run. First look at the track, and Corborn Bright has held on for that third placing, only just though from the 1 Extreme Twist. Good finish. And there goes the distance race there, Michael, and well done to Matt Roberts and also Father Craig getting the Quinella here in the Keen and Concrete Class 2 distance.
2 Fridays, 2 races over the distance at Wanganui, and 2 wins for Corborn Miami. Number 5 at $10.20, $1.90 beats out 7 Lagoon Mai Tai, $2.90, and third number 2 Corborn Bright. So it's a Roberts trifecta, $1.70 for the place. Quinella's paying $38.50, the family trifecta, $453.70, and the first 4, 5, 7, 2 and 1, $1,260.70. Double 2 into 5, $47.20. 2 into 7, the concession double, $20.20. Alexandra Park is next up, where a very good horse goes round off a 50-metre handicap. Mum's Pride has the potential to go on to be a serious Group 1 winner. That could even be next week in the Jewels, but James Stormont quoted in the Herald this morning, and with Craig Thompson tonight at the track, saying the horse hasn't been perfect lately. The question for you at home is, do you want to be taking $2.20 the tote or $1.90 the fixed about a horse chasing down this sort of field when it's not quite 100%? Maybe Craig Thompson can answer that question for us after the short break.
TR Car Racing has bought and trained Group 1 stars like Darcy Brahma, King's Chapel, Princess Coke,
Welcome back to Alexandra Park, 8:55 on a Friday evening. You're on trackside 1. You're looking at Auckland Harness Racing, race number 7 here. One of our feature races at Alexandra Park tonight. And it features that horse on screen in the Jules colours, Mum's Pride. Had a good look at him going through the parade ring, Michael, and James has alluded to the problems I've had with him regarding, obviously, slight respiratory problem, a cough or two, but he looked very well. He's not looking like a horse that will need a run. It'll be more the tempo of the race, I suggest, and where he posies up inside the first 800 metres of the race. My concern is with a horse like Djokovic, who's a free running type and doesn't really come back to its driver, that they may run this race in around about 3:30, 3:31. When I put that to James, and he said, listen, if that happens, I go 3:26. I'm not ready for that. If they trot 3:33, I can possibly win. Is he the best horse in the race? Absolutely. But there are their concerns going into tonight, and obviously he's set for next week, and James said, listen, he's getting better week by week. It's been a battle since the Rowe Cup, but he did parade very well tonight. Number 10 at Mum's Pride. So there must be some value in the race. What is it? For me, I thought Sir George Grey at around about the $10 mark. Won't miss him. A Grey by Monkey Bones. This one trained by Derek Ball. David Butcher takes the drive. He was super running second to Barry 2 starts ago. Last start, worked overtime mid-stages and he faded late. His manners have been good of late. He's only had 20-odd starts. He's won 7 races, Sir George Grey. And he's got 30 metres on the back marker, Mum's Pride. So I thought he's the best value outside the favourite. I thought Hot Chocolate Tart off the front, if it trailed a horse like Djokovic, didn't have to go round a runner. Good enough to place in the Jules earlier on in her career. I thought she's a chance here for Nikki Chilcott and would be suited if they go hard. She lacks a little bit of high speed, but she keeps on running. So one Hot Chocolate Tart off the front. And then Katie Hall. Super drive by Zach Butcher last start. Outstanding drive. Was 4 back the fence. Came off down the back, cut the corner, and got up on the inside of Barry to win last start. This one trained by Tim Vince. Jack McKinnon takes the drive tonight. I thought you had to be impressed with the way he got home last start. Since coming north, Tim's done a wonderful job with him, and he's won 4 at the park now, Katie Hall, so he's one you've got to consider off the 20-metre handicap. 10 Mum's Pride, the best trotter in the field, on top. Would I take $2? Well, he's probably backable at that now. I wouldn't have taken the $1.70 this morning or the $1.80 that he was, I think, 10 or 15 minutes ago. He's getting out to $2 now. Good enough to run 6 behind Master Lavros and Stent in the Rowe Cup. And he'd won his previous 4, including Premier Night here at Alexandra Park. He was the Jules leader going into last week, and he's got those Jules colours on tonight. So Mum's Pride on top to beat runners 9, 1, and 8 for me. Aaron's with the back marker as well to beat 8, 4, and 9. Aaron, as I come to you a minute out from race number 7, I had a good look at him going through the parade ring tonight because just of what's been mentioned in the media during the week and talking to James tonight, I just wanted to have a good visual look at him myself. He looks very well, Mum's Pride tonight. Can he overcome the 50 metres?
Yeah, I think he can, for sure. The way that he won those string of races before his 6th in the Rowe Cup suggests that he can certainly overcome the 50 metres, considering we're only on a C2 front here. James Stormont, the trainer-driver, so yep, clearly on top for me. Mum's Pride, there are those wee concerns around, but yeah, as you mentioned, they'd have to get down to 3:30, 3:31 to sort of count them out of the race. Not too sure if there are too many here that can get down to that 3:30 mark in the winter conditions. The 8's well in the mix. Katie Hall, as you mentioned, a wonderful Zach Butcher drive last time. Chardon's Pearl off the front. Well, that was a runner-up to Katie Hall 2 starts ago. It was a good run, and then backed it up with a nice victory here on our Sunday meeting, the 3rd of May, and Sir George Grey in the mix. He was good when beaten a half a length by Barry 2 starts ago, and then was 8th and behind Katie Hall next up. So 10, 8, 4 and 9 for me. Mum's Pride, yes, donned in the Jules set of colours, and you will have to start from the 50 metre mark, but you've got to remember it's only a C2 front here, so it's not it's not too much. Jacobson Headstones Handicap Trot, first leg of the final treble, 5,200 currently in that treble pool. Starter Frank Phelan. Calling the trotters up to their respective barriers, front 10, 20 and 50 metre barriers in operation here as they to Frankie now. And the barrier strands release and they're off. Let's look back at Mum's Pride. He's safely on the journey. Sir George Grey a wee bit slow away, as too is KD Hall. Now, first on the journey is Monsignor from Hot Chocolate Tart Djokovic. Now, Shadon's Pearl's gone for an early gallop here. Our Super Ram and to its outside, Getaway Doug, the next pair as they turn on to the Showgrounds turn. Further back in the field then to KD Hall, Sir George Grey, Mum's Pride, and galloping all the way back to last now was Shadon's Pearl. So they work off the Showgrounds turn and work into the lane, and Djokovic and Luck Chin around to lead now by 2 Hot Chocolate Tart Monsignor. 3 lengths our Super Ram with up on the outside Getaway Doug, and underneath that Opar with Speed safely on the journey. Further back Katie Hall, Sir George Grey, Mum's Pride with 2 circuits to go, standing the leader the best part of still that 50 metre handicap. And back last is Shadon's Pearl. Stables corner first occasion. Djokovic leads over Hot Chocolate Tart. Nicky Chilcott enjoying the perfect run in the trail. 3 back is Monsignor. 3 lengths away in the field to our Super Ram, followed then by Opar with Speed. Then Getaway Doug, KD Hall and Sir George Grey as the gaps start to close now. Mum's Pride on the tail end of the main group and a half a dozen lengths away to Shadon's Pearl. Through the back in the Jacobson Headstones Trot. And our leader still Djokovic, and the lead time cut out in 1:28.7 over Hot Chocolate Tart and Monsignor, followed our Super Ram and then Opar with Speed as they turn off the back and work the Showgrounds turn, then Getaway Doug. Katie Hall's been asked to come into the race now by Jack McKinnon. So Sir George Grey, David Butcher and Mum's Pride, James Stormont will get the ride on the back of Katie Hall into the contest, and still 4 or 5 lengths away to a Shadon's Pearl. Working to the lane, 12.50 left to go, and Djokovic will swing them into the lane, a lap and a quarter out. Jacobson Headstones Trot, the opening quarter in 33.2. Starting to come up on the outside is our Super Ram, so that's pushed out 3 wide now. Katie Hall to get outside the Speed, and then Hot Chocolate Tart still trailing. Monsignor 3 back on the inside. Opar with Speed's also away from the markers. Back in the field then to Getaway Doug. They're followed by Sir George Grey. Mum's Pride being patiently handled second last, and still back last Shadon's Pearl. Out they go to the 800 metre mark. Djokovic second quarter in 31.6, leads by a length over Katie Hall. Hot Chocolate Tart travels well in the trail, 1-1 our Super Ram and Peter Young around Monsignor. There followed Opar with Speed back on the inside, Getaway Doug. Here's Mum's Pride. He's been asked to get into the race. Opar with Speed's about to come out in front of him. There followed by Sir George Grey and Shadon's Pearl, 500 to go. Djokovic, Katie Hall, Opar with Speed up out 3, Mum's Pride 4 out. Hot Chocolate Tart waiting the run on the inside. Sir George Grey working into the race, then Monsignor, our Super Rams gallop, Getaway Doug, Shadon's Pearl, 30-3, the quarter down the back. Djokovic for home, Katie Hall right there, Opar with Speed, and here's Mum's Pride. He looms large in the Jules colours, about to come off his back as Sir George Grey. Katie Hall goes to Djokovic. On the inside, Hot Chocolate Tart, Mum's Pride, Sir George Grey down the outside, Katie Hall, Djokovic. Down the outside, Sir George Grey, Katie Hall in again. Sir George Grey will be second. Third, Hot Chocolate Tart, Mum's Pride, and a photo with it. And Djokovic was not too far away. They were followed Opar with Speed, Monsignor. Shadon's Pearl back in the field. Our Super Ram, Getaway Doug. 3:33 was the time. Home in 29. Katie Hall will get another victory. The quite easy gelding for Tim Vince and Cheryl Wigg. Tim the trainer, Jack McKinnon doing the driving. Sir George Grey right up the track. He's made it close on the line, but he'll be about a half a neck away in second, and let's just go for third. Has Mum's Pride held? Maybe Mum's Pride gets third. Hot Chocolate Tart, very tight between those, and Djokovic not too far away there in the Jacobson Headstones handicap trot, but Katie Hall continues on his winning way.
Official placings, race 7, the Jacobson Headstones Handicap Trot. 8, 9, 10, 1, 5, 2. 8, 9, 10, 1, 5, 2. Horse 8, Katie Hall, trotted the 2,700 metres from a stand in a handicap and a net time of 3:31.4. It's a mile rate of 2.6. Last 859.3 and the 429. The margins ahead, 3/4 of a length, a nose. 8, 9, 10, 1, 5, 2. Race 7, the Jacobson Headstones Handicap Trot.
Katie Hall goes back-to-back. The quite easy 5-year-old bay gelding out of Cazzle Dazzle, raced by Tim Vince and Cheryl Wigg. Tim Vince trained at QMU. Jack McKinnon doing the driving. And that's career win 5 at start 27 tonight. He's had to do all the work in the run too. Katie Hall, good tough victory. Bred by G.D. Beckett, back at the head of the field. Gordon Robertson down there, part of the victory celebrations, a steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. 9, Sir George Grey, Monkey Bones Grey, 4-year-old gelding out of Georgina, raced by M and S. Clegg. Derek Bull trained at Pukekohe, David Butcher. 10, Mum's Pride for third. Monarchy Teacher's Pride by 4-year-old gelding. F.R. Weaver, the owner. James Stormont, the trainer and the driver. Totes, Katie Hall, number 8, 5 and $1.80, $5 $1.80. 9, Sir George Grey at $1.90, $1.90. 10, Mum's Pride, $1.20, $1.20. Quinella, $18.90, $18.90. Trifecta, $86.60, $86.60. First 4, $361.40, $361.40. 2 and 8 in the double, $62.80, $62.80. Concession 2 and 9, $33.10, $33.10.
From 30 only, but he's done a great job, I reckon, and he'll go pretty close to winning this tonight. I think he's clearly in the top 2, without doubt, as the tote would suggest. No Potatoes, third pick, and then Lucky Fortune. I actually marked Lucky Fortune ahead of No Potato and then King of Strathfield. And No Potato beaten by Father Christmas by the barest of margins last Sunday. There's the 11 Vulcan, the 10-time Group 1 winner. As I come up to you, Mark McNamara, Vulcan, a millionaire, and the bloke pinch hitting tonight, Nigel McGrath, makes it 2 millionaires joining forces for the first time.
I had to have a double take to see who was driving it when it came out, actually.
Well, he doesn't get too many outside drives, does he, McGrath? But yes, I thought it appropriate that we mentioned that 2 of the richest individuals in harness racing, both horse and driver, have got together tonight.
Oh, he won't be happy with you. He's just about
only tell the truth.
To tell people.
No, only tell the truth.
What about Lucky Fortune? Sounds like it should be running in Hong Kong, 5.5.
Yes. Look, he's a pretty good horse. His running behind Bell Sun was good, and he's a bona fide chance, Jules-wise, as well.
It's a good field, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
What do you make of Mum's Pride in that previous race? There's been a few Jules contestants where the doors have thrown open tonight.
A little bit, but hey, 50 metres behind's not easy in any race, and they were rolling along a bit. He'll derive plenty out of that. Clearly he was in need of a run, that's why James had him there, so he's got an awkward draw in that Ruby, though, especially with King Denny and Bell Sun drawn where they have.
Yeah, it's Bell Sun, hasn't he? Just learnt to trot.
Oh, he's jumped out of the ground and he's got the breeding to do that, and it'll be interesting, that race. Mark will be looking to hold up, I'm sure, and he's clearly top pick. In fact, he might open up the shortest price favourite when the books reopen at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, Mark. They'll be open for 2 hours, then the Jules trials, the 6 of those on tomorrow, and then Richard Wilson and the team will reopen them later in the afternoon. So yeah, they'll be really interesting, and for those who want to get involved, 8 o'clock in the morning is your time.
Rightio.